Hello and welcome to the final match of the second day here in the CG United Regional Women T20 Blaze Tournament. We have had two exciting matches so far in today's proceedings, and we are in for a treat as Leeward Islands take on Guyana. News at the toss, Guyana won the toss, and no surprises that they have decided to have a bowl first. It's something that they did so well in last year's tournament, which saw them all the way to the final, winning the toss, bowling first, restricting teams. But Leeward Islands, the fearless brand of cricket we've seen on show from them so far in that one encounter. All these are makings for a third inning contest. And to join me tonight, I have with me Mr. Osnet Keto. Hello to you, Osnet.
Good night to you, Stacey. Good night to all our viewers, wherever you're looking at this broadcast from. It's certainly a good matchup tonight between these two.
The Plafiana Millington with the first ball coming into Kiana Joseph, who was dismissed first ball in that game versus Jamaica. Know what to expect. Some bat on that one, perhaps saving her in the end. Know what you'll get from Guyana. Spin and lots of spin. Yeah, the teams tonight. Guyana, Plafiana Millington with ball in hand. Skipper Shemaine Campbell. Ashmini Munisa will continue after this. Gives herself some room, Kiana. Makes good connection, but straight to the fielder. Shabika Gajnabi, Latoya Williams, Laureen Williams, Annalisa Diagua, Casey Schultz, Shanita Grimond, Liliana Grimond, Mandy Mangru, and Plafiana Millington, who we mentioned as ball in hand. We'll get the Leeward Islands team to you shortly. Yeah, so far so good from Plafiana Millington. Bang on target. Not offering up width to Kiana.
In terms of the Leeward Island team, it's basically an unchanged 11. Amanda Edwards, the captain. Josara Claxton, Renise Boyce, Kimberly Anthony, Kiana Joseph, Shawnisha Hector, Alia Weeks, Catherine Beans Rosario, Roselle Leibord, Casey Boyles, and Davronique Maynard. No surprise there after coming out victorious in their first encounter. Both of these teams fielding an unchanged 11.
Yeah, we mentioned the fearless approach that we saw from them, just getting bat on ball so far, unable to score this over. Looking to go again. There is an appeal, and the finger goes up. So Kiana has been adjudged LBW, and right away, that's a big wicket for Guyana. Plafiana Millington, as usual, striking very early in the power play.
It's always a big wicket to get rid of Kiana Joseph. I'd like to see that replay again. Going across the line on that occasion, the right arm off spinner coming around the wicket. So more than likely would have had to pitch in line and straighten in. And in the end, the umpire judging that one to be LBW. So similar to last game, she has failed to trouble the scorers here. Kiana Joseph, Leeward Islands, they are none for one.
So, a big wicket in that first over. Credit to the bowler. Her lines were immaculate, lengths as well. They cramped the batter for room. They know Kiana. They know that she wants the room to free her arms to go either side of the ground, whether onside or offside. And Plafiana Millington has delivered an exceptional first over. Similar start though for Leeward Islands, losing Kiana in the first over against Jamaica. But Shawnisha Hector, she scored her first half century of this tournament. She got a good boot out. Right away, they are all around her to ensure that she's okay. Perhaps top 4 runs. Annalisa Diagua
It's a bittersweet moment here for Diagua. Was struck quite powerfully. You know the strength of Hector. And just stretching out that size 14, size 13. I'm not sure.
I doubt it's that big, Osment.
And in the
Not
end,
as big as yours.
yeah, in the end, seemed to have suffered a bit of damage here. Hopefully, she'll be able to recover in time to continue.
Yeah, look to have connected on the inner half of that ankle, and you know when the ball hits you there, you're in some pain. Certainly stop forward. If you look at the reaction from the fielder mid-off, by the time she was hit and the fielders were gathering around her, that fielder was just running around. So you know for certain she stopped a certain boundary. But in the event of doing that, she has hurt herself.
So you're not missing any cricket at this point in time. Physio onto the field. Giving some attention there to Annalisa. He's just joining us. Guyana, they wanted us and elected to field first. A decision that vindicative of what we've seen so far in the tournament. Teams willing to chase. Some coming out successful, others at times faltering. The likes of Leeward Islands once again earlier on. Not able to overall that total. But we have also seen the likes of Leeward Islands chase down, and Barbados, for example, chase down whatever targets they were set. So it's been quite a mixed bag in terms of the success of teams, in terms of what they do at the toss. But it's a good start here from the Guyanese on the back of a victory in game number 1 versus the Leeward Islands.
Yeah, so Annalisa Diagua, she's back on her feet. From attention by the physio. Stopped the boundary. But much of the same approach from Shanisha Hector. See ball, hit ball sort of mentality from her. Hit a bit uppishly, but gets off the mark.
That one punched wrongly from Hector. She's off the mark. Always good to get off the mark. I'm sure Kiana Joseph will be smart enough to those 2 innings where she was not able to trouble the scorers. But this partnership is always important.
Yeah, Renise Boyce to face her first. And that one was served up for the taking. Room to free her arms, and she's cashed in off the mark with a boundary.
Well, it's the type of delivery you're looking forward to as a number 3 batter coming in. Having lost a wicket in the previous over, just short, wide, sat up, asked to be hit. And Boyce on this occasion taking up the initiative and punching that one through extra cover for her first boundary. In fact, the first boundary of the Leeward Islands innings.
Yeah, more width, much too wide, and signaled so by umpire Afron Bayam, local man in action tonight.
Yes, a sort of slinging action here from Dagwa. He'll get the ball to move away from the right-handers. It's just a matter of her finding that right line.
Yeah, more ill direction on her part. This time, erring on the leg side.
Doesn't have a lot of pace, so it's going to be very important in terms of the lines and lengths that she bowls. If she is to limit this attacking top order of the Leeward Island women. They're struggling for consistency at this time.
And again, so someone needs to have a chat with her. I see that now. Some of the fielders are getting close to her just to try and get her to find back that rhythm, find that line. And Ashmini Munisa, someone who has leadership capabilities, captain West Indies under 19. So it's good to see her running all the way from fine leg and having a chat with the youngster. Change of direction. She's decided to go around the wicket now. So that's much better. So some advice has worked so far for Annalisa Diagua.
I'm wondering the extent to which that all the injury has impacted her, whether mentally, maybe a bit of pain in that right ankle to some extent.
Yeah, and again, strain on the line of the leg stump, no protection there, and that one sat up and said, hit me. And Renise Boyce hit that indeed, picking up a second 4 in this innings.
Another loose delivery there from Dagwa, offering that bit of whiff on the leg side this time around. Still in the power play, and that one was hit behind square on the leg side. Certainly no protection in that particular zone. So good batting here from Boyce, good start from her.
Yeah, she was trying to get out of that over. Luckily for her, similarly line delivery. Luckily for her, went straight to that fielder and the deep mid-wicket boundary. So that's an expensive over that comes to an end.
13 runs coming from that over from Dagwa, offering a bit of momentum for the Leeward Islands. We mentioned that they're a positive side. Despite losing that early wicket, I'm sure they'll still show positive intent with the likes of Hector and Boyce at the wicket. And they'll be looking to maximize this power play, something that we have not seen from a lot of teams in this tournament so far.
Yes, you've seen that earlier on by Barbados, young Ebony Brathwaite, the way she's come out in this tournament and displayed her power hitting ability, such a youngster at 17 years old. We've seen Shanisha Hector as well, displayed her strength. Deciding to leave that one alone. So, as much as they got rid of some of the damage in getting that wicket early of Kiana Joseph, we know her capabilities. All of these batters from Leeward Islands, they're going to come at you. Swinging this one across to the leg side. Some work for the fielder. She does well. But they'll come back for 2. So good run in there from Hector and Renise Boyce.
I know you mentioned good running Stacey, but I think a better throw on that occasion might have caused a bit of panic there for Boyce. I don't think she was expecting the throw to come to her end. In the end, it was a bit of a jog, but all's well that ends well for her and the Leeward Island team.
Trying to go down the ground. Didn't make sufficient connection. Renise Boyce, but still showing that intent, looking to maximize the power play. There is the bonus point system in place. Scoring at a run rate at around 7 runs per over in the power play will get you that bonus point.
If my memory serves me correct, I don't think we've had any team scoring at that rate throughout the tournament in Barbados. Apart from Barbados, you mentioned Brathwaite has really shown the way as it relates to batting in the power play.
Yeah, that over comes to an end. 15 for 1 at the end of 3.
Good over again from Millington, continues to impress. Simplicity, but just as effective. Off spinner starting proceedings here for Guyana. We know that they are renowned for spin bowling options, but in this tournament so far we've seen the best of Millington in terms of limiting the scoring opportunities of the batters and also picking up key wickets earlier on. Big wicket here for her tonight as well in the form of Kiana Joseph.
Yeah, so change of bowling after that expensive first over from Annalisa Diagua. Now have Shanita Grimont, another off spinner. Starts with a wide, and we'll get a run to add to that untidy stuff there by skipper Jermaine Campbell behind the sticks.
Griman, she had a very good game versus the Windward Islands. It was quite economical. Most of the spinners were. Not very big turners of the ball, but does use the crease quite well. Changes of pace. Coming into the power play is always going to be a challenge. So it will be good, important to see how well she goes against the two right-handers here of the Leeward Island women team.
A better comeback delivery there from Grimmond. Yeah, there's a hustle on for a single. Make it quite comfortably in the end. They're not only showing that they have the power, but they have the ability to find the gaps and pick up the singles as well.
Good batting there from these two. They'll need more of that. I've seen that the wickets offering a bit for the spinners in the two games we saw prior to this.
Yeah, it wasn't long before she tried to power her way. That one just not timing it well. Back foot planted, looking to swing away to the hills. A good area so far from Grimmond in this over after that first ball that was a wide.
Indeed so. Spoke about the fact that she's not a big turn off the ball, but does bowl good lines and lengths.
There is an appeal just by Jermaine Campbell. One of the things with Grimmond in last year's tournament, she was very good against the left-handers, struggled a bit to the right-handed batters. Oftentimes she would stray too much down the leg side. She has improved that so far from her showing and has bowled with immaculate control to the right-handed batters. So at the end of the fourth over, Leeward Islands 18 for 1.
Very good over there from Grimmond. Saw the best of her in that over. Was getting a bit of drift away from the right-handers. A bit of an arm ball, as they would say. Going past the outside edge of Hector on a couple of occasions. Have shown positive intent, but such was the stranglehold in terms of that over from Grimmond. Wasn't really able to excel to any extent. Leeward Islands women 18 for 1, just scoring just around 4.2 runs per over.
A change of bowling now, Ashmini Munisa placing Plafiana Millington. Starts well. You know that you're getting a number of spinners. Renise Boyce, someone that is from Trinidad and Tobago, usually a good player of spin. Apart from Diagua and perhaps Shabika Gajnabi, hold space in this attack. Shot, just, is it dropped or did it just land very close to Mandy Mangru? You have to have a look at that. Mandy Mangru is usually a very good fielder, safe hands. I think it was just in front of her, just landed just in front of her.
Yes, just looking at that replay, I think just a couple of inches falling short of her there, Mangru.
Working that one, looking for a quick single. Good work from Mandy, getting quickly to her right.
Stacey, I think the spinners have dominated proceedings today. So Trinidad and Tobago spinners, now we are seeing, even though we were in the fifth over, we are seeing such a large amount of spin shelled out.
Goes big. Does she make good enough connection? Yes, she does. Beats the fielder, Williams, on the square leg boundary. And she cashes in, picks up another 4.
But just as I was saying, the spinners have created somewhat of a stranglehold. We're seeing Boyce again choosing her option on that leg side. One fielder there patrolling that leg side boundary, more deep mid wicket on that occasion. Getting that one behind square was Boyce, and in the end a welcome boundary for herself and the Leeward Islands.
Strong bottom hand there of Renise Boyce coming into work once more, but again picking out the fielder. Looking to sweep that time. No wide call though, because they are keeping those, as you mentioned, those two lines really close to the stumps. Anything inside those won't be called a wide. We've seen a number of that throughout the tournament.
Yes, just a slight change in terms of playing conditions as it relates to calling wides on the leg side. We made mention of it, those two lines acting as a guide to the umpire on that occasion. Umpire adjudicating that it was within those lines, and in the end, no wide signal. Leeward Islands 22 for 1 after being inserted here tonight against the Guyanese, as we see Grimond continuing proceedings from that Beckway end. And to continue proceedings here with me in the commentary boxes, Kenroy Martin. Good night to you, sir.
Good night to yours, Nets. Good night to the viewers of this broadcast. Good night to the lovers of West Indies cricket and female cricket on a whole. We're here locked in battle with two very good teams in this tournament. Leeward Islands and Guyana, two very senior teams as well. Hoping to have a very good game here tonight, second round of this tournament. With Leeward Islands 23 for 1. Some tight spin bowling here by Guyana.
The spinners have had a field day, something we spoke about previously, myself and Stacey. And although the Guyanese spinners, though, they have not been able to extract the type of tone we saw from the Trinidadians. I'm not sure the extent to which the conditions on the light would have influenced that, or maybe it's a case of the Guyanese not putting as much revs on the ball as the Trinidad and Tobago spinners we saw earlier.
Well, could be that, could be a few other factors. Not being able to spin it as much as the Trinidadians and just keeping things simple. But another full delivery. Two boys, she missing out on that. I think that what you need to do is, as a batting team, is be prepared to run when you have so many spinners being coming at you. Hit the ball in the gas, pick up the ones and the twos. I'm seeing boys trying to do that for the Leeward Islanders, but she's not getting much response from Hector. So a pretty good over again here, bowled by Grimond, keeping things very tight for Guyana. And as you would know that the fans are here, the fans of cricket are here at Annisville. The lights are on. Faithful fans are here. Finally delivering the sixth over, another good one, flat and fast. And that brings you over to an end. And after 6 overs, it's 23 for 1. Tight bowling. Millington, she got 2 overs for 2 runs. Daguia, she got 1 for 13. Grimond, 2 for 4. And Minasa, 1 for 4. Excellent bowling.
It's been a good all-around bowling effort so far from the Guyanese. Leeward Islands 23 for 1. Another situation where we are seeing the power play overs not being fully exploited by the batting team. Having lost the wicket in that first over, I'm sure the Leeward Islands, they would have been thinking along the lines of some form of consolidation. Hector, though, she's been there for a while, hasn't had a lot of the strike. Just 7 deliveries so far. So I'm thinking that if it is that they're going to make any sort of progression anywhere quickly, she will have to get a bit more of the strike, having scored at 50 in that first encounter.
Yeah, she's in good form from what we saw in the first game. She needs to get a move on here for the Leeward Islands. And for that to happen, she would have to take on the spinners from Guyana. And we have Vanessa coming from the airport end to continue proceedings here at Annisville. Nice conditions for cricket, though. Outfield is green and lush. It runs off as well. You get purchase for your shots. This one is hit 2 mid-wicket in the gap. Some timing as well was on top of that. She's looking for 2, but sent back by Boyce. as I said before, you have to be looking for those runs, putting the fielders under pressure as well.
I think it was an opportunity there for a second. I think there's a no ball signal here by the umpire. So a free hit to Boyce. Maybe she heard the no ball as well.
Yeah, probably want to take advantage of that. Let's hope she does for Leeward Islands' sake. She misses out on that. Really rare opportunity in a T20 game to get a free hit. You need to take advantage of those. 25 for 1. These two teams are pretty much senior in stature compared to the others. Brilliant shot through backward point. Boyce seems like she's in very good form, timing the ball very nicely as well.
Yeah, she has had the majority of strike in this partnership. 17 from 25, not a bad start. And given the fact that they lost that early wicket, mentioned this being a period of consolidation, but it's also a period where after the power play, they will need to walk the ball into the gaps and also get occasional boundaries if they are to make the type of progress they will want. I'm sure they will be looking in the region of 120 or so.
This one is pulled to deep mid-wicket. Fielder comes around and does good feeling. Good job. One bounce into the keeper, to the bowler that is. And looking at Boyce, you would say, Boyce, I don't think she would be a very good cricketer, but she looks very much put together as a batter here. Play shot all around the ground. Again, she has the finesse as she just did. So she's very well put together as a batter. I've been looking at her for past a couple of games, even the tournament before. She looks very much compact.
But coming in at number 3 is always going to be an important position. I'm sure you would have come in at number 3 on quite a few occasions, Kenroy, so you know what it's like.
Lifetime task.
A key position in any batting order, any form of the game.
This one has been looking to go down the ground. She's getting under it and she takes the catch. Wicket number 2 have gone. Hector has not got much of the strike. She have not gotten the opportunity to get off. And she goes caught. Minnesar, bold Minnesar. Wicket number 2 have fallen. Easy catch. Easy dismissal. Your thoughts on that?
I think it's something we spoke about all in terms of not being able to get as much of the strike as she perhaps would like. And she hasn't been able to score at the rate that we know she normally does. And just felt a bit of the pressure there on that occasion, going across the line as well. I think last game she started off playing down the ground. So I think if she would have continued in that vein, aiming down the ground, that would have served her a bit better. But on that occasion, I'm going across the line, getting a top edge and presenting a simple opportunity there for Munisa. Gets her first wicket. And it's 28 for 2.
Yeah. Not the best position the Leeward Islanders would have loved to be in. 28 for 2. Hector has just gone. Caught. Munisa, bold Munisa. Tells you the kind of pressure that the Guyanese are applying to the Leeward Island batters. So that brings to the crease Amanda Edwards.
Captain.
Skipper for the Leeward Islands ladies in this tournament. She needs to have a good partnership with Boyce here. At least bat up until 15 overs or so. And then you could think of something else. Get over that 50 mark. Important. First delivery outside the off stump left alone. And that brings you over to an end. After 7 overs, Leeward Islands 28 for 2.
A successful over there for the Guyanese in the form of Munisa, completing our second over. And I think that's the thing about these spinners. They get through the overs quite quickly. So as a batting team, you have to be mindful of that. Always looking at the scoreboard. Currently just scoring around 4 runs per over. So your projected total there would be just around 80. I'm not sure 80 would be sufficient given what we have seen from the Guyanese in this tournament. Quite confident. But something that the Leeward Islands batters moving forward will have to be mindful of with these spinners.
Yeah, something that just popped into my head. Have you seen the conditions doing anything different for the game, making things more difficult for the players when it comes to the evening? Has that occurred in any other games or so?
Well, I spoke about the amount of tone that we saw from the Trinidad and Tobago spinners earlier, and we get back to that after this delivery.
Turning it nicely to mid-wicket for a single, Boyce. Looks very much compact. I really like the way she's batting. Sensible. Takes another single, you were saying?
Yeah, perhaps different types of bowlers as well. Grimman tend to push the ball through a bit more. I saw the Trinidad and Tobago spinners giving the ball a bit more air, got a bit more assistance from the wicket. But it's something that we still trying to come to terms with in terms of how this wicket would behave under the lights. Normally get a bit of assistance for the seamers, but certainly the spinners here, due to their consistency, tend to be limiting the scoring opportunities of the batters.
Well, I've not seen a ball turn with any sort of trajectory, any sort of madness or ill intentions. It has just slid on from all of the spinners so far. Not too sure, as you said before, is it not enough revs, not giving it enough time in the air to do the thing off the wicket, or is it the conditions? Not too sure. I'm not seeing much of a tweak here from these spinners from Guyana. So to me, they're relatively normal off spinners. This one is smashed down past mid-off. She gets a hand to it, and she would save 2 runs for sure.
Well done there by Williams, Laureen Williams, just stretching out that left hand. In the end, just taking enough from the shot, limiting the batters there to 2 runs. It's a bit of intent there from Edwards. Not the quickest of starters, Edwards, from what we've seen from her.
This one is a flatter, faster delivery into the pads. Still no connection from Edwards in the way that she would love to. Nice batting track from what we have seen here, bouncing nicely, coming on to the bat. As they are changing the field immediately, sweeper goes back. 31 for 2. The deeps mid-wickets are also a long on in position. Those lofted delivery. That's a flighted delivery that turns into a Yorker. That brings you over to an end. 31 for 2.
Another tight over again from Grimman. Certainly not giving anything away to the Leeward Island batters here. Spoke about the positive nature of the stroke play of the Leeward Islands, but we have seen limited amount of that so far. Not being able to express themselves in the way that I'm sure they would have been hoping to. Captain Edwards mentioned she's a rather slow starter at times, but whenever she's been able to get a hold of the wicket and a feel of conditions, can explode. Saw that in the last game in that partnership along with Hector. I'm sure she'll be looking for something more of the same with Boyce, who's been there for a while, 27 deliveries. Both of these players will know the importance of a partnership at this particular time. And Guyana, on the other hand, they'll be looking to continue to limit the scoring opportunities of the Leeward Islands, and take wickets as well, which will actually dent their progress.
Yeah, Guyana should be very, very much happy with their work so far. They have bowled very economical. They have not given away much extras, something that you have to be proud of. From what we have seen in the tournament, a lot of extras been bowled from the other teams. 31 for 2. Change of bowling. Gajnabi, to be honest, that's one of our favorite players in the tournament. To be honest. I'm going to be a little bit biased towards her. This one is lofted down to mid-on. 1 bounce. She's looking for 2, so that's good pressure on the fielding. That's what I'm talking about. Good running, man. Excellent.
Excellent running. They'll need to put that sort of pressure on the fielders. The fielder out there, Mangru, a very electric fielder, does have a good arm as well. So they have to be mindful and pick their fielders quite astutely.
Indeed.
So a couple of brilliant catches earlier on during the previous encounter.
Oh, it's a good delivery again by Gajnabi, but driven up to mid-off for another single. So Lee was near to get a move on here. We're into over number 9. They got to take the attack to Gajnabi. Medium pacer. Changes up pace. Bowl a slower delivery, the Yorker length, back of the length. A little drifter here and there. This one again down the ground. Another single. Guyana would not mind that. Staying away from those boundary deliveries.
I don't think it's not a bad ploy by the Leeward Islands as well. Just getting those singles going. Couple of twos as well.
Momentum. Got to get the momentum. Again. As I said before, Boyce looks very much compact in our defense, in our stroke play. She looks really good. Whenever she plays that cricket ball, turns that neatly, gets into the wicket and just simply turns it. Reminds you of the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Carl Hooper. Stylish players. Boyce. Really very easy on the eyes, really. Boyce when she's batting. Kachinabi. Dot delivery again. Brings you over to an end. So after 9 overs, Leeward's 36 for 2. Excellent bowling here by Guyana.
Good start there from Gajnabi, one of the more experienced players in this outfit, and her experience have shown throughout the tournament so far, whether with the bat or with the ball in hand. Leeward Islands continue to meander along at 4 runs per over. I'm sure at some point they want to get that closer to 6, perhaps 7. But in order for that to happen, I think these two are critical. The depth of the batting in the tournament, Kenroy, has been something that has plagued a lot of teams. Just not able to get that final push, that final momentum into the last couple of overs. Seen a lot of teams struggle really when it comes to that particular stage of the innings.
Yeah, probably not getting that finisher like that Lance Klusener, the Dwayne Bravo, the Kyran Pollard, those sort of players. Those are just some examples. You need those sort of players in your T20 game to finish your games. You're not seeing much of those players being exhibited in these teams. And the middle order seems a little bit shaky for me from what I've seen. This is one bounce to the long off fielder, another single on offer. So Leewards need to put those loose deliveries in the gaps, find those boundary ropes to get their scoring rate up, to get that momentum that they need. This one is it in the air. It clears the fence. A loose delivery by Schultz. And the umpire lifts his hand over his head by him and says that's 6 runs.
But these are the type of opportunities that the Leeward Island batters will have to take advantage of. A full toss really. Edwards coming forward and just depositing that one over long off all the way for 6. First maximum of this innings. We spoke about the fact that she's a relatively slow starter, but whenever she's been able to get herself in, does have the power to get those boundaries, and I'm sure from a captain point of view, she will want to lead from the front.
Yeah. This one is wide delivery outside the off stump. Talked about the extras. I've not seen much of that from the Guyanese thus far. So he has to be careful here. We're into the 10th over. Current run rate is 4.71. This one is hit over cover into the gap. This one will find itself in the boundary as well. Yes, it does. Bisect these 2 fielders on the boundary. Long off and deep cover. And it goes into the fence for 4. Lovely shot. Excellently timed and executed.
Very well placed again there from Edwards. Just coming forward and using her arms on that occasion over extra cover. Dissecting those 2 fielders, Williams and Mangro. None of them could get anywhere close to it. So very good batting here from the captain, leading from the front.
Brilliant over so far. This one is pitched. Looking to turn to the onside. Appeal went up. Looks like it going down the leg from more vantage point. The replay as well. Not out says umpire by him. He's in the best position. 48 for 2. Good over for the Leeward Islanders. Short, this one is pulled. What an over it is for Leewards. What a turn of events here. All of a sudden, 1 over. And Leewards have just found their rhythm. 54 for 2.
Brilliant again from the captain, Edwards. A short delivery and really took advantage of that on that occasion. Hitting against the wind, the bigger side of the ground. But such is the confidence that she has at this point in time. Wasn't going to deter her from taking that particular option, and in the end, quite successfully.
Happy days are here again for the Leeward Islands team. Again, she's stroking that down the ground. Biggest over so far in this game. And they're happy to have that. And after 10 overs, they are 55 for 2. 55 for 2, and they would have some drinks on the field as they go and recollaborate and look at things as to how it went. We would also take a break here in the studios and we'll be back shortly to continue the second half of this Guyana versus Leeward Islands T20. Yeah, welcome back to Annisville Playing Field, where we are locked in battle here with Leeward Islands and Guyana, 2 senior teams in this tournament. And here with me is Stacyan. Stacyan, good evening. You've been here all day. You have seen all the proceedings.
I have seen all the proceedings. I've seen spin dominate, particularly in that first game where all the wickets in the game fell to spin. Windward Islands showing that there's something for the pacers as well in the surface. And then Trinidad and Tobago with spin. And here we are again with Guyana. More spin, but this time Gajnabi with ball in hand, who has been an important part of this Guyana setup for a number of years. I must say, she's looking so much stronger, so much fitter. She's usually very fit, runs around quite well, but looking a lot stronger this year, I must say, of Shabika Gajnabi.
Yeah, she looks really good. Had a brilliant knock in the first innings. The first game of the tournament. As Boyce continues to bat well for Leewards. They got a very big over just before the break, bringing the total up now to 57 for 2. It's important that these two carry their bat as deep as possible into this innings and give themselves the opportunity to finish strong.
Yeah, and what I like so far about these two batters' approach, and I'll continue after this delivery from Gajnabi, is when that wicket fell off Amanda Edwards. I beg your pardon, Shanisha Hector. You know that the Leeward Islands batters, they love to go at it. But those two batters, they respected the situation, give themselves time at the wicket, particularly Amanda Edwards, and then capitalize on some loose bowling. So it's been a good show of impulse control in this part of the game by these two, and also showing when there is something loose to be put away, they are not going to miss out. Look at the partnership, 30 of 24 balls. Really good stuff from them. And Leeward Islands will be hoping that this partnership can continue deep into the rest of this batting innings.
Well, it's Boyce on strike. She's playing it sweetly through mid-wicket. She's calling for 1. She should be coming back for 2. Yes, she does. So that's good batting and good running between these two. Excellent cricket there.
Yeah, good stuff. Two robustly built females in the wicket, strong, but they're also showing that they are fit enough to get up and down. The good stuff from them. At the end of 11 overs, Leeward Islands 60 for 2.
Well, Boyce have 27 from 34, Edwards 22 from 17, and Hector 4 from 17. So that's how things went so far for the Leeward Island batters. Boyce and Edwards doing the thing here for them. 60 for 2. Really lovely conditions for cricket this evening. The wind is blowing gently across the ground as we look at women's T20 blast here at Annisville playing field. I keep saying blast and it's blaze.
But we're seeing Amanda Edwards blasting away, so that might be stuck in your head.
Oh man, that's the way it is. This one is driven down to long off for another single. And that is important as well. Keep the scoreboard ticking.
They're doing that quite well, these two. When the big shots are there for the taking, they do so quite well. But they also found a way to pick up the singles, hit the gaps well.
They had a very good over before the break. I think that they should have kept their feet on the pedal, take on a couple of the bowlers, try to get a few boundaries here and there, run a few risks. That is what T20 is all about. Not being safe, really. It's exhibition. That's what I'm talking about. That's the risk you have to take. Over the top, down the wicket, into the fence of 4. Boyce on the go.
Yeah, outstanding use of the feet from Boyce. Got to the pitch of the ball, yes. The bowler saw her coming, tried to bowl it away from her. But such a good reach from Renise Boyce to get that over the infield and into the gap as well.
Yeah, they got to make things happen here, Stacey. Can't wait for it to happen. Have to make it happen. This time she's pulling that through square leg mid-wicket area where the fielder comes down and stops one. Well, stops about 3 runs. Restricts it to 1. So, some good batting here by Boyce. Scoreboard keep ticking. A boundary, a single. This time she's pulling inside edge. How close that was.
Yeah, it was a half-hearted appeal. They weren't so interested. They wanted to get the wicket, but not much going there. But bat definitely onto the pad. Late appeal from Plaffy and Millington, who was reintroduced, hoping to get that wicket. His skipper, Shemaine Campbell.
Oh, good delivery again. Keeping things nice and tight. That's the end of the over. 12 overs bowled. Run rate is 5.58. Just to see Millington 3 for 9.
Yeah, Leeward Islands in a good position. Have Renise Boyce there, Amanda Edwards, the likes of Jazara Claxton to come, Melissa Clark, some other players with the ability to clear the fence and hit the ball really hard. So it was so important for this partnership to be formed.
It is very important that these two, as I said earlier, to take the batting into at least 16, 17 overs, making it setting a platform really for the others to come and for themselves to really have a launch at the next 18 balls or so.
Yeah, now we're seeing something different, something we didn't see against Leeward Islands from Guyana, the use of Mandy Mangru, and that's because they forced Shemaine Campbell's hand. Casey Schultz has basically been knocked out of the attack.
Well, it's Mangru. Short leg spin. This one hit over the top. It's close to the hands, but she couldn't get the fingers to it. It's gone for 4.
Yeah, close to the hands of Plafiana Millington there, but enough bat on it to get it over the infield. A shot that she's played so well, Amanda Edwards. Very strong, knows the areas that she wants to hit so well. Perhaps if she was on the edge of the circle, would have taken that. Nonetheless, it's another boundary to Amanda Edwards and Leeward Islands.
Important start to this innings here. Wide delivery, bowled by Mangru. 72 for 2. All of a sudden, things looking much different for the Leeward Islands ladies. Doing well. These two excellent partnership. Senior players as well. This one is hit down the ground. She's getting close to it, but it won't fall in her hands other than to stop it and throw it back to the fielder. The bowler who does cleaning up. 73 for 2.
Yeah, nicely walked off the pads there by Renise Boyce. They look for 2, but good chase there by Casey Schultz. Keep it to 1.
This Guyana team look like a well-drilled team as well. It seems to me that they're running to their positions. They are chasing every delivery. They're running back and forth. To me, it looks like they are very much in good conditions for cricket. Really fit team.
That should have been an easy single, but had Ashmini Munisa collected it, it would have been a run out because Renise Boyce had no intention of running at all. Amanda Edwards was already halfway down the track.
Yeah, it was to the left of her, and it really should have been a single if you're really alert as well. But Boyce, stuck in the crease somewhat. This time she's hammering it through mid-wicket. Straight to the fielder. Another single. So good cricket here by Leewards after getting that excellent over just before the break. Momentum has swung their way all of a sudden. Cricket, game of glorious uncertainties. Again, another single being offered up. Scoreboard keep ticking. The end of the over. 77 for 2. Boyce 34 from 40. Edwards 31 from 23. Hector got 4 from 10. 77 for 2. 1 for 19. Millington. Menasa 1 for 19. And Duggar none for 19.
Yeah, this partnership has displayed how important it is sometimes to give yourself time at the crease, especially after you lose a wicket, especially knowing you have the ability to clear the fence quite easily. If you look back at the start, Amanda Edwards was 3 of 7 deliveries at one point in time. She decided to give herself time at the crease, and it has been fruitful for her so far. She's now 31 of 23 deliveries.
Right, you always could make up. You always could make up once you're a player of that kind of class. Always could make up for a few dot deliveries here and there, getting your eye in, getting the pace of the wicket, playing to the situation that is at hand, not what you think it is. You have to play in accordance to what is happening, and they have done that very well, these two batters, Boyce and Edwards. Really good bowling and batting. Again, they kept scoring, going. They kept taking their singles. They kept rolling it over. When the bad ball came, they took advantage. And they're here now, 31 and 34, respectively. Excellent cricket by these two. So 2 dot deliveries in a row here from Minnesota. So she keeps things a little tight here. Haven't scored anything so far. Edwards, what would she do here? She's bowling that outside here. Up another dot delivery. Good bowling by Munasa. Finding the feelers in the way here. Looking to finish strong. Best over so far. Again.
The pressure.
Close to the stump as well.
The pressure almost getting to her then. It's been a while since you've seen a string of dot deliveries like this in this innings. For a while. 4 dots in a row. What will she look to do here now? Amanda Edwards?
Oh, lovely bowling. She got straighter there and bowled something like a flipper. And it just slid on to the batter. The batter only could push it back to her. So Munasa bowling smartly here as well. No room for Edwards. This one is flighted and there's a loud appeal. The finger goes up. Pressure bust pipe. It was only a matter of time before something gave. And Munasa got the results that she wanted from applying pressure.
A bit tight in terms of judging that LBW, but Afran Bayam is in the best position and just missing that delivery there was pressure. Pressure was built in that over. 1 run short of a 50-run partnership between these two batters, Amanda Edwards and Renise Boyce. But a valuable breakthrough there for Guyana because this partnership was threatening to get them to around 130 or so.
Yeah, indeed. They batted well from when they came together. They had a few dot deliveries to start, but then they started accelerating. And then the pressure was reversed by Munasa just in this over and really caused the skipper Edwards to play a sort of a naughty shot across the line and losing a wicket. LBW, judge the umpire, 77 for 3.
Yes, Ashmini Munisa are part of the West Indies setup, and you want to see that from these young players in that West Indies setup, just able to soak up pressure, find a way to get a breakthrough for your team, and she did just that. That's just what the doctor ordered for Guyana.
Well, that brings in the exciting Claxton to the crease. She's somebody who you expect to have a go at the bowling as well and bring some excitement to the game station. There's never a dull moment to Claxton, in my opinion. One of those players. Boyce is hitting that down to mid-on. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 bounds into the fence. 4 runs for her. Good shot there by Boyce. Well executed.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I'm surprised that she might as well get the breakthrough now after I say this. But I'm surprised that after that breakthrough, Manny Mangru continues to bowl. Not a forced choice bowler, certainly can help out with the ball. 10 runs from her first though. So I'm surprised that after the breakthrough, the skipper didn't try to apply pressure going to someone perhaps like Gajnabi.
Well, these are the little things that causes you games, Stacey Ann. Just making those critical mistakes as a skipper as well. Bowling the wrong player at the wrong time to the wrong batter. That could cost you a game. 1 over in a T20. You go for 25. That's the end of the game, really. Has to be careful.
Yeah,
She has already gone for 9. Sorry, 6.
Yeah, Renise Boyce was liking what she was bowling, but now she's off strike. This might be more of a favorable matchup to her. Desara Claxton, the new batter. So Campbell and Guyana, they have to try and find a way to apply some pressure, much like Ashmini Munisa did in that previous over to the new batter.
Well, it's Clarkson on strike. She's come around the wicket. She flighted that one, gave it some air as well. Clarkson didn't play it as comfortable as she would. Just popping it somewhere in the mid-on area. Falling short of that field of short extra cover. So some good variation here by Mangu. This one is shorter. Punch through covers by Clarkston. She doesn't feel it cleanly. Could have been two. But Boyce seems to be very much satisfied with that single.
Last year when these two sides met, Leeward Islands, they were only able to get to 87. Looks as if they are going to pass that quite easily.
Better showing here this year. This time is outside the off. She misses that wicket keeper, anxious to pull the bails off. But Boyce was down the track. I think she had given up, but she missed it completely. Another life to Boyce. The end of the over. And sorry, it's not the end of the over. The umpire has called for something. I think the ball have struck her in a helmet or something.
Yeah, they're going to have a concussion test here. But that was a chance that they had to take. Renise Boyce was down the track. She bowled it very wide. Smart bowling there by Mandy Mangru. Saw Renise Boyce all the way down the track. Pushed it through a lot wider. Just unable to collect it cleanly. Shemaine Campbell. So another life to Renise Boyce.
Yeah, she wanted to get at that delivery, Boyce, but smart bowling, as you said, by Mango. Flighting it and pushing it wide. The keeper tried to get it, but missed it completely. Struck her in the helmet. Concussion test was ordered. But she's fine. She's okay. 82 for 3. Boyce seems to want to get things going here for Leewards. She's on 39. Again, good bowling, finding the feelers in the way. Boyce. Mango. She's in the second over. It's gone for 17 thus far. Could be the difference between winning and losing here. Couple of overs bowled, as you said. Again, played with soft hands. It's up an easy single. That's the end of the over. So there you have it. 15 overs completed. Leewards, 84 for 3. You said last time they got to 89. They're 84 for 3. And they have another 5 overs to go to deal with things. And with that, I'm taking a little break and bring my partner, Osnat Cater, to continue here with Stacey, and they will bring it to the end of these proceedings in the first half.
Yeah, welcome back, Osnet. It's been a game where neither team have really been on top of each other for a very long period of time before the other hits back. Shanita Grimman now with ball in hand. Down the leg side. Wait to see if she got some bat on it. So bye signal by umpire Afran Bayam.
I think for a while that partnership between Boyce and Captain Edwards threatened to take the game away from the opposition to some extent. But as you mentioned, Guyanese, always resilient. Munisa putting her hand up and being counted by taking that big wicket of Edwards, who was looking quite well. Showing his final 5 overs or so, they want to maximize and get somewhere in the region of 115, 120 perhaps. Highly dependent on Boyce continuing and the likes of Claxton and all these other players to follow, batting around Boyce, seeing that she's been there from the start.
Yeah, important point that you mentioned there, batting around her. Claxton has to, she can't get the ball away, at least get a single and get Boyce back on strike. She's been hitting them quite well tonight. Played the spinners exceptionally well. Few blunders here and there, but none of that delivery. This is something that Leeward Islands, they don't require at this point in time. 4 and a bit overs remaining after. This one is skied. And really, another drop catch. Another error in the field. It was almost a run out as well. So 2 chances really of that one delivery. And they were unable to take any.
Not the best choice of shots there from Claxton. Looking to go across the line. Top edge. Offering that simple, relatively simple opportunity there to Grimman. Bit flat-footed to say the least. Bit of hesitation in the end. Not getting anywhere close to it. And as you mentioned also, an opportunity to run out Boyce on the end. So 2 opportunities going a begging there for the Guyanese.
We've seen a number of unforced errors come back to her teams as she walks this one wrong to the onside in this tournament. We've seen a drop catch by Trinidad and Tobago, and Shamilia Connell go on to win that game. We've seen a number of missed fields, missed opportunities from other teams, and you know, these 1%ers will always get you in matches. But Jazara Claxton, coming down the order in this game, not a dot delivery. In the first game that she played against Jamaica, she faced 19 balls, 15 dot deliveries. She will really want to get going tonight. 88 for 3 after 16 overs. It has been a bit stalled so far in this contest, in this competition. Jazara Claxton, number of dot deliveries to her name.
I think the challenge has been for a lot of these players. They're trying to hit the ball a bit too hard, what we've seen so far. The players who have given themselves a chance to get used to conditions. I don't think the pitches has afforded players to come in and be aggressive from the start. We've seen a few exceptions, the likes of Brathwaite has done well in the power play, but by extension, we've seen a lot of players coming in the middle to lower order and trying to hit the cover of the ball, as they would say. And they've not been able to successfully do so. Put a lot of pressure on themselves and their batting partner, and that has led to a lot of wickets as well.
Valid point there. Shabika Gajnabi, now with ball in hand. Starts well. Wicket to wicket. Field is set well also. 3 on the deep onside boundary. One fielder at long off.
Just to add to my point, if you saw the earlier game, likes of Kobe and Anisa Mohammed batted so well together.
This one is in the air. It's very high. There's a fielder coming around. Oh, she goes down before the ball gets to her. And in so doing, she lost it completely. And it goes for 4. Another chance goes down.
Not the best effort there from Mango, I think. Was got through quite a bit of work here tonight. I think she slipped as well at that critical moment. Just not able to get herself in that comfortable position where she would be able to effect that catch. I think the player running towards her as well was in her eye line. So all of those factors contributing in the end to not being able to effectively take that catch. But I'm sure the Leeward Islands would be happy with that attempt. Not so much Mango on that occasion.
Yeah, usually a very good fielder, Mandy Mangro. Well, is a good fielder. Don't discount players and fielders if they make 1 or 2 mistakes. Surely not. Made good ground to get to it, and I think once she was under that ball, I think her teammates would have thought, okay, Renise Boyce, start walking. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Number of opportunities gone down off the bat of Renise Boyce. Stumping, run-outs, 2 drop catches. Yeah, more of this is required from Jazara Claxton. As soon as you get on strike, look to get off it if you can't get a boundary. So much better from her. I mentioned those 15 deliveries that she faced in that first game. That will always be detrimental. Did not come back to haunt them though. They ended up going on to win in that game. This one is skied once more. It's in the air, but no fielder close to it. So living dangerously, Renise Boyce.
I think she has said to herself that tonight is perhaps my night. Seen a couple of chances going down. It's also the stage of the innings where she'll feel to herself, having been there for that length of time, it's an opportunity for her to get her strike rate beyond 100, currently 41 from 46 Boyce.
One is high, it's in the air again. There's a fielder settling under it. And oh, wow! Another contender for the catch of the tournament, another one-hander. We saw one earlier from Amelia Khan, the young lady on the boundary. Williams pulls off a spectacular catch in the outfield.
Spectacular is an understatement on that occasion, Stacey. Delivery on the line of the middle leg stump. A bit of connection for once there from Claxton. But as you said, brilliant on the boundary, on the long on boundary, just setting up that right palm. And in the end, taking a brilliant catch to dismiss Claxton. So a very good breakthrough there for the Guyanese team. Once again, this partnership was crucial for the Leeward Islands women, and it's important that they continue to take wickets because that would really derail the progress of this Leeward Islands women team.
It's 95 for 4, and I must say her name after such a spectacular grab. Laureen Williams with an outstanding catch on the boundary. Not sure what we'll see with bat in hand, certainly perhaps not bowling tonight. Not sure if she bowls, but for sure she can go back and say, I pulled off one of the most amazing catches in the tournament this year. Exceptional from the young lady.
Made it look so simple in the end. Williams, bit of smile as well. I'm sure our teammates would appreciate that sort of effort. It's been a mixed bag in the tournament, as you mentioned earlier, Stacey. We've seen quite a few drop catches, but we've also seen some spectacular grabs as well.
Kimberly Williams was quietly sauntered down to the non-striker end. That was the end of the over. Ashmini Munisa to bowl her last. Quick single taken. Oh wow, it's a direct hit. It's a direct hit. And the slow arm of the umpire goes up, and Kimberly Anthony, I mentioned that she quietly sauntered down to the non-striker end at the end of the over, and she has to go back. So back-to-back wickets now for Guyana.
It's the type of dismissal that as a batter you really dread. Being run out without even facing a ball on that occasion, Anthony. I'm not sure she was totally up for that particular single. Not the quickest between the wickets, and in the end a direct hit was just enough to meet her short of her mark. And a very good decision there from the umpire as Guyana take back-to-back wickets. Leeward Islands, a bit of a lull at this time, losing those critical wickets. They are 95 for the loss of 5.
It just looked like everything happened in slow motion there. The running, the throw wasn't the strongest, but it was accurate. And all she had to do was hit the sticks. Even if Campbell had collected, I think she would have still been out. Easy decision for the umpire. Yeah, nowhere near it, Kimberly Anthony. Unfortunately, didn't get to face a ball tonight. She has some striking ability. But it's Melicia Clark. Sorry, I'll just get the name for this batter shortly. Not Melicia Clark. Davronique Maynard, known for her off spin as well, has a job to do with bat in hand. This one is skied, it's miles in the air. Campbell says, I'll get this, and she does, and another wicket goes down. So the wickets are falling in quick procession now. Renise Boyce stands alone, and 3 wickets goes down in quick time.
Wheels are falling off here for the Leeward Island team. Another good piece of bowling again there from Munisa. Just a bit of flight. Looking to go across the line. Perhaps ill-advised given the fact that the set batter, Renise Boyce, is at the other end. And in the end, Captain Campbell taking charge of the situation. And a relatively simple catch for her in the end. So 95 for 6 now. The Leeward Islands really losing their way to some extent.
Yeah, at one point in time, they were 70 odd. They were about 77 for 2. Now they are 95 for 6. Fourth wicket fell at 95. Since then, they haven't been able to add to the score, but certainly have beefed up that wickets column. It's working that one into the onside, a new batter.
I think it's Casey Boyles.
Yeah, Casey Boyles. Lofted high onto the onside. Thought Shanita Grimond did a good enough job to get her wrong to it. Unfortunately, she was unable to save it. And Renise Boyce moves on to an exceptionally well played half century. Much needed by her from her bat. I think that gets them closer to 100 runs as well. Actually, takes them to 100 runs. So well played there by Renise Boyce.
Yes, a critical moment for her. Getting that boundary, and I think it's a no ball as well. So a free hit. She will face a free hit. She's been there from the start, having lost that early wickets of Kiana Joseph. Held the innings together. Boyce.
She really did a good job of soaking up some pressure when they lost 2 quick wickets with Amanda Edwards, and then began to open up her arms and express herself in the middle. They'll want her to finish. Use of the feet. A good connection, but guess what? Shabika Gajnabi is there, and she isn't going to drop that. So connected well, but straight to Shabika Gajnabi. So again, another wicket goes down. Third wicket as well in this over.
I was just about to mention that she will need to face the majority of these remaining 13 deliveries or so. And taking the option there to go to perhaps one of the deeper part of the ground, hitting against the wind as well. And of course, you mentioned the experience there of Gajnabi. She wasn't going to drop that one. We've seen her take some comfortable catches throughout the tournament so far. A good wicket for the Guyanese to have at this time, and not the best time for the Leeward Islands to lose Boyce, having batted the majority of these overs so far in this innings.
Yeah, decision making wasn't great there. Yes, she scored a half century. Credit to her. Congratulations to her. In fact, second half century in this tournament, both of the bat of Leeward Islands players, I beg your pardon. But the best thing to do there was perhaps look to take a single and continue to attack at the easier ground to access the boundaries. Easier side of the ground to access the boundaries, which is what we're seeing now on the screen. Shabika Gajnabi. No, not a lot of power hitting to come from what I can remember on this Leeward Islands team. At the back end there.
Stacey, something I spoke about with Kenroy earlier in terms of a lot of these teams, they get themselves into good position in terms of a position where they can launch from, but somehow they lose wickets at crucial points, and it is left up to the lower order who doesn't possess the sort of power to really put the opposition under any sort of pressure.
Begin to walk this one across the line. Dot deliveries are just as precious as getting wickets. So Boyles on strike. Roselle Leeward and the non-striker's end. Certainly going down the leg side. As indicated by how far down the leg side Shemaine Campbell got. Yeah, so that wicket of Renise Boyce, yes, He had 3 quick wickets before that, but it was so important that she perhaps looked to take a single, get back on strike, and try to face maximum deliveries in this over with the wind in her favour. With offered, good hand there by Ashmini Munisa. Keeps it to 1.
Let's go back to the issue of Boyce. I think that's a disappointing aspect of what we have seen so far in the tournament in terms of players not understanding the situation of the game, cricketing intelligence, as they would say, knowing when to take a single, get back on strike, target whatever bowler you feel that you're in a better position to target. And I think that's just another example of that situation. It was only a matter of getting a single and being on strike at the start of the 18th over, knowing that you're the set batter and it will be beneficial for your team if you're able to face the majority of the remaining deliveries.
Flafiana Millington and Shabika Gajnabi in conversation there. Spinner having a word with medium pacer. I wonder what that conversation can be about.
Not sure, maybe you're talking about dinner later on tonight. Tomorrow is a Friday as well. Not sure what are the plans for tomorrow after practice. But I'm sure they want to get a win in the bag before deciding on all of that.
There's going to be a change of helmets for both of the batters. Not sure why, but both of the batters getting helmet replacements.
Looking around the ground stage, I think the crowd has built up quite nicely. Not to any great extent, but one thing I know for sure is that it's a vocal crowd. I'm not sure how much time you have spent in their companionship, but it certainly knows their cricket. The locals coming out to support the teams. It's good to see, even though the Leeward Islands didn't get that victory today, they stayed around.
Lots of words of advice being shouted from the stands when I'm sitting over there. So we are about to restart that is. Gajnabi to continue. Good figures so far. Perhaps could have had a wicket or 2 more, but for those drop catches. But has done an exceptionally good job. Well, good job for her team. The last game, she was all over Leeward Islands in the field with ball in hand. Did not pick up a wicket, but threw down a number of good overs. This one is in the air, just over the outstretched arm of Ashmini Munisa. Just barely over her. Yes. Yeah, Gajnabi just 3 of 13 in that over. She didn't get a wicket, but those 3 overs that she bowled was instrumental to the success in that match. Also scored 38, so we'll see her with the bat later on. Good all-round showing so far in this tournament.
Indeed, so one of those experienced players again who have shown the way to the youngsters. Just as I said that, we're seeing a delivery misdirected on that occasion. Wicketkeeper Campbell not able to take it cleanly. It doesn't have the amount of pace as some of the other seamers on show throughout the tournament, but what she does is good lines and good lengths and bowl rather straight. Just as I said that, she emphasizes the point in terms of that straight line, but it's the end of the 19th over, and at the end of it, Leeward Island women, they're 104 for 7.
So Prafiana Millington to finish. Started with the ball, bowled at first over, and now has been entrusted with bowling the final over of this bowling innings for Guyana.
Quite similar in terms of what took place in a first encounter as well against the Windies Island team.
Yeah, dot delivery to start. Picked up 1 wicket so far tonight. Oh, that should have been stopped. We mentioned that already, that we've seen some really good fielding, but also on occasions we've seen fielding like this.
Not the best of effort there from Millington, allowing that one to go through her, affording the opportunity for a single, bringing Leeward into strike.
There are 2 more balls remaining now in this over. And that one goes straight through her. The Casey Boyles, I beg your pardon, looking to take that to the leg side, has been bowled by Plafiana Millington, who picks up her 2nd wicket for tonight.
Millington continues to impress, doing what she does best in terms of that straight line. Doesn't turn the ball a great deal, but so far in the tournament has been very difficult to get away. This again, bat on this occasion, missing it completely. And another wicket to her, another wicket to the Guyanese, who continue to take wickets at crucial stages in this contest. And they've been able to just limit the progress really of the Leeward Islanders, who at one point in time were harboring thoughts of maybe 120, 125. At this point in time, I'm sure they'll bite your hand off if they're able to get to 115.
So another one, Catherine Bean Rosario, does not last, playing a similar shot to the one that Boyles tried to play, and same dismissal really. You hit, you miss, I hit. So a 3rd wicket to Plafiana Millington. And I think Guyana, yes, Amanda Edwards and Renise Boyce look to build on the partnership that they had, but they certainly clawed their way back into this innings to restrict them to just 106 for 9.
106 for 9. I'm sure that's below what the Leeward Islands were hoping for. Didn't get the best of starts once again, losing one of their key players in the form of Kiana Joseph quite early without troubling the scorers. Hector, a half-centurion from the previous encounter, didn't come off tonight, but Renise Boyce, she was able to hold the innings together, and at one point in time, in tandem with Edwards, Captain Edwards, they were on course really to get something beyond this 106 that we are seeing. But as he said before, the resilience shown by the Guyanese bowlers, the consistencies, and they were able to limit the way in which these Leeward Island players accelerated, and in the end, 106 for 8, 107 for victory. I'm sure the Guyanese will be quite pleased with that effort at this particular time. So what we'll do now, we'll take a short break and we'll return with the chase in just around 20 minutes time. 106, Well, good night and welcome back to the Arnesville Sporting Complex, where we have match number 3 of today's proceedings between the Leeward Islands women and the Guyanese women. Guyanese women earlier, they won the toss, elected to bowl first, and the Leeward Islands made their way up to 106 for 9. So the Guyanese women, they will need to make 107 to get their second win of the tournament. And to call it with me here tonight is Mr. Kenroy Martin. Welcome back, Kenroy.
Yeah, good evening, good night, wherever you are. It's a good game on hand here. Leeward Islands versus Guyana. Guyana, very senior team, Leewards as well. Very much experience as well. 106 on the board is runs already. So the Guyanese team would have to come on bat and get 107 to win this game. But Leeward's team isn't an easy walkover. A lot of experience. They have played some good cricket over the 2 or 3 tournaments I've seen, and they will come out and fight.
But given what we've seen so far in this tournament, this total is a fighting total. It's something that they can bowl at. If you're able to take your chances and your bowlers able to respond to the field setting and those sort of things, I'm sure they'll make life difficult for the Guyanese team. Guyana coming out of that first game where they only made 96 runs against the Leeward Islands. They managed to win in the end, defending that total, but it's a different ball game, as they would say, chasing 107 here tonight.
Yeah, I think the Guyanese team have some batting depth from what I've seen. But it would depends on how they start, really. If they are stifled, they don't get to experiment or explore up front. It becomes very pressure, a lot of pressure for those in the middle. And if they get to a flying start or a start that they need to set a solid foundation, I think that is where the Guyanese team normally flow. But I think that Leewards would be trying to subdue them in this first power play. We have not seen a team take advantage of the power play so far. But what would Guyana do in this time?
The power play is always important. So the Barbados team, to some extent, made full use of that power play earlier on today. The likes of Brathwaite hitting a few sixes as well in the power play. So I'm sure the Guyanese, they'll be looking to follow suit to some extent. Positive start is always critical.
Hector shot. Starting just outside the off some. There's a slip in place. So Leeward saying, I'm going to attack you very early. A third man, fine leg. And everybody else is in the circle. Mid-wicket, mid-on, mid-off. Got extra cover point. So attacking setting by Guyana, by Leeward. Oh, come off for me. Hector decided to bowl it short. For a single to Guyana. Not too comfortable is Grimmon.
It's a length that we've seen her utilize for the first 2 deliveries of this response. So a bit something that is planned. Most of these players play against each other quite often, so they will know the strengths and weakness of each other. Hector on that occasion opting for that short of a length and quite uncomfortable, to say the least, there for Grimmon. Shanita, that is. Shanita Grimmon.
Both Grimmons at the crease. We are Lena and Shanita. Ooh, shot lifting delivery. As Hector bounces down the wicket.
I'll tell you what, Kenroy, we've seen spin all day. It's good to see a bit of pace, bit of life being injected into the wicket there from Hector. Having not scored the quantity of runs that she was perhaps expecting earlier, I'm sure she'll be quite boost to take action with the ball.
Lovely to see, man. Love to see the pacers in the deck. Batters running for cover. Again, in the body area, clipped off for a single. So it seems to be a plan, really, to bowl short into the body of the Guyanese batters. No room on the off stump. Bowling it, keeping it down in that area.
Maybe it's a case of getting a short leg in.
Who knows? You may just see that. But Hector seems to be wanting to do that. This one is a fuller delivery. Not a bad start here. They need to get to 107 to win this game.
It's a bit of movement back into the right-handers, Hector. Even with the short deliveries, those deliveries angling into the right-handers, it makes it a little bit more difficult to get out of the way with that movement.
So the Greenman. Shot again. Oh, not good feeling there at the cover. Giving away easy single. Something we have seen plague these teams in the tournament. Some simple fielding, and they allowed the batters to get 1 and 2 runs.
Not the best of effort there from Boyce in that cover region. Mentioned that if they're able to defend this total, they need their fielders to show that sort of support to the bowlers. And very good over there from Hector. Showed a bit of fight, bit of purpose in terms of her bowling, not just running up and presenting those floaters outside the off stump, really bending her back on that occasion, showing that the Guyanese, that she's up for the fight and the Leeward Islands are up for a fight. It's 3 without loss.
Yeah, good bowling here by Hector. Some aggression as well shown by her, saying that she's not afraid to go into the deck and bowl. Joseph now bowled in the second over. Left arm around the wicket. Good start. That one pitched and turned.
A bit of spin. It's giving it a bit more revs on that occasion. Interesting start. Especially with the new ball in the power play.
Here we go. Oh, I love the flight as well. Nice loop. Making it difficult for the batter, keeping it nice and tight. Left arm around the wicket. So you're squeezing that angle. Is Joseph. Has to be careful there. Grimman, that would slide through that batting defense and clip that off stump. But some good starts here for Leewards. Joseph first delivery, dot deliveries. Ooh, again. Just slide it on. Good stuff.
Very good bowling action as well. Limited effort, you would say. A smooth run up. And take the line and the length is quite important. Not offering any sort of room outside the off stump, especially with the power play still in motion.
Yeah, she has a good field set as well, and she's bowling to that field just on the middle stump. Keeping the things very close to the body. These bowlers from Leewards, not giving the Guyanese any room outside the off stump at all. That seems to be the plan. But from the Leeward Island bowlers, that's worked thus far into the second over. But I like the loop that is on these deliveries from Joseph. Teasing sort of loop. This one is pulled down, smashed down to mid-off. Faster delivery bring the over to an end after 2 overs. Here at Harnisville. Leeward women getting 106 for 9. Boys 51. Edwards 31. Hector 4. 4 for 15. Monasar. Millington 3 for 11. And Kanjanabi 1 for 20.
Kajnabi.
My favorite flavor. Kajnabi. Yeah, I gotta help me out with these pronunciations, man. My word. Oh man.
Quite a sedate start here from the Guyanese women in response to that 106 made by the Leeward Islands.
Some juice there for Hector into the keeper's glove. That's Boyce who's going to keep in there. Very good hands. Not much movement from her as well. You know? Straight in, straight back out. Good. Had a good knock at the crease. Should be seeing the ball rather clearly under the lights. Again, she's sneaking a single. Could be trouble here. Doesn't pick up cleanly. But she held the ball in her hands. really, but didn't let go of it. Sneak a single the Guyanese batters.
It's quite interesting to see that the opening batters for the Leeward Islands are also the opening bowlers. It's always good to have that sort of all-round ability in your team, likes of Hector and Joseph on this occasion. Both of them didn't come off with the bat today, but it's an opportunity for them to show their all-round prowess by giving their team a good start with the ball in hand.
Well, as you said, it's good to see have all-rounders in your team, but I prefer to see specialists. I prefer to see specialist batters and bowlers. Really, the all-rounders are very important, yes, but I would love to see specialist batters and bowlers. It tells me that you have a strong unit. Ooh, shot and lifting with pace. I'm coming at you, said Jackson, says Hector.
Bit of pace again there from Hector. Not in any sort of position there, Grimmon on that occasion. I think that ball was into the wicket-keeper's glove before her bat came around.
Yeah.
Certainly rushed to some extent from Hector in this opening boss.
Got to peep on it there. It's rushing through. This one is rushing onto her as well. It's hitting the upper portion of the bat, trying to get it to square leg. Hitting it, only finding the mid-on in the way. Another dot delivery.
Once again, Kenroy, it's quite refreshing to see this sort of pace. We've seen a lot of this in the tournament, this sort of hostility or sustained hostility.
Yeah, it's good to see that Hector bringing it out from the leewards. Again, shot, she's racking back and pulling it. He said, I'm not going to take this anymore from you, Hector. I have a bat in my hand, I'm going to defend myself. Into the fence for 4. Brilliant shot.
It's a shot that has been attempted on quite a few occasions by both of these batters. And on this occasion, getting some sort of contact and no protection there on the mid-wicket boundary. And in the end, well played by Rihanna. Don't think it was as short as the previous delivery. It just afforded her the opportunity to swing her arms and get some sort of contact. But good counter punch there from Grimmon.
Yeah, you're not going to push me in the corner and punch me all the way. I'm flying back, says Grimmon. And she got that into the fence for 4. Well played. Guyana, 9 without loss into over number 4. Another good start there by Joseph. Loop just on the off stump. He's bowling just a little further than she started. Looking to induce that edge into the wicketkeeper glove. Again, he's looking to go hard. It's in the portion of the bat, scampering a single there at mid-wicket. 10 without loss. There's some good bowling here to start proceedings for the Leeward Islands team.
Quite a sedate start, as we mentioned earlier. Going nowhere quickly, the Guyanese. 10 without loss into over number 4.
Ooh, lovely tossed. Lighted delivery there. A little bit airborne, somewhat. I agree, man. There's a short extra cover for that lofted shot. Another one, keeping things tight. Seems like she's very confident in what she's doing. This is Joseph. It seems like she have done this on several occasions for this team. This one is high in the air. Somebody's getting under it. The catch is taken. The first wicket have fallen. It almost sneaked out though. It's 10 for 1. The pressure has burst the pipe. And Grimmon goes back caught at mid-off 4-4.
I tell you what, I think the captain there, I think is Edwards, is making her way close to Rosario. I don't think she had the most confidence in her taking that catch. And in the end, just holding on, Rosario. That's in the best of position, I think. And I can see
It's stuck on her. It went straight to the hands.
That's what I'm saying. I think the captain there was trying her best, seeing that if she could get in perhaps a better position to take that catch. In the end, allowing Rosario, and they could see the funny side of it. Both of them after the fact, but in the end, it's caught. Rosario, bowl, Joseph, and the first wicket goes down for the Guyanese team.
As we see it there on a second occasion, straight to the hands, into the chest. Oh, she got it. I got it. Yes, I did. Skipper, oh, you caught it. Well done. So wicket number 1 have gone, 10 for 1. Greenman going back. It's a good delivery. Ooh, lovely bowling. That's the end of the over. 10 for 1. Well bowled, Joseph.
Brilliant. Both of these players, these bowlers actually complementing each other so well in terms of just keeping the pressure on at both ends. 4 overs, 10 for 1. And Kiana Joseph looking just as threatening as our partner coming in from the other end, Hector. And Grimman on that occasion just to come into the pressure, having faced a couple of dot deliveries to start the over. Reliana, I'm sorry, was looking to go somewhere over long on, getting the top edge, and in the end, a catch taken there by Rosario. So a very good over there from Kiana Joseph, backing up what has gone on before her in terms of Hector.
Well, Campbell has joined Greenman, Anita, and Guyana 10 for 1. They need to get to 107 to win this game. They have a change in bowling as well. Clarkston comes from the top. The exciting Clarkston have replaced Hector from the northern end. Well, the airport end. She comes in. Oh, what a wide delivery. Would she get to that? Oh, she's diving. What an excellent save. Put everything behind of that, and she saved at least 2 runs for sure.
Certainly in the game is Rosario, Katrina Rosario. Having taken that catch in the previous over, diving away to her right. And the best of starts there from Claxton. It's a no ball as well, so a free hit opportunity here for Shinita Grimman as we look at Rosario. It's done a little bit of damage there to her right shoulder. Yes. Grimacing to some extent, but hopefully she's recovered quite well.
Gonna feel that for a little bit. Clarkson, she's bowling that. It's in the air, but it's a free hit. Ball has been caught. Another single to Guyana.
I think it's another no ball as well.
Oh my. Another free hit on offer.
Youngster there again, just overstepping the mark according to the umpire. Affording the opportunity again for another free hit.
So I always said this Clarkson always brings something to the game. Some excitement. So either she gets wickets or she got stomp around. All extra deliveries again. First delivery being bowled with some pace as well. Goes into the keeper's glove with some pace. Well bowled.
Indeed so. Quite promising fast bowler. Jazara Claxton. At time can be a bit erratic. Still in our early phases of development as an international player. Played for the West Indies recently. These are the type of players you're looking forward to seeing in terms of how well they will handle the pressure of playing in a tournament of this stature.
Brilliantly played. Shot outside the off stump and just use some finesse. And run it down to third man. Peeler Fields. Good batting there by Campbell. Get off the mark. She's bowling with a little bit of zest and pace as well. Coming off the wicket nicely.
It's a good replacement for Hector.
Yeah.
That opening burst from Hector.
Would love to see 2 of them in tandem though. Both fast bowlers from 2 ends. This one is hit 2 backward points. Nobody's stopping that. Into the fence for 4. It was wide outside the off stump and it went flying to backward point for 4. Brilliant shot there by Greenman.
Brilliant indeed. Being offered a bit of whiff outside the off stump and just threw the kitchen sink at it. and getting just enough contact to evade the fielder there at backward point. Given the pace of Claxton, that one raced across the ground into the fence for 4. So Griman, her first boundary, and it's up to 20 now for 1.
Yeah, with outside the off stump. Pounced upon by Grayman. Backward point. No chance of stopping that, really. Was hit with some power. As we see an adjustment to the field right away.
As we're seeing the slips being removed. Kiana Joseph going into that cover region. And just fortifying that area on the offside. Let's just speak about Campbell to some extent. A quite experienced player. I'm sure Guyana will be looking to how to use that experience, especially in a situation like this. You need somebody to bat the majority of these overs. And given her experience, her caliber, I'm sure she'll be looking forward to doing that. As a captain as well, leading from the front. Other players will have to bat around her. Partnerships definitely going to be key. And it's something I spoke about with Stacey earlier on in terms of we've seen throughout the tournament that whenever batters give themselves an opportunity to get used to the wicket, it can become a very good batting wicket. We saw a partnership earlier on today. Corby and Mohammed looked at ease, and we've seen players like Glasgow and these players, Hector, score runs on this particular wicket. So there's no demons really in the wicket. It's just a matter of application to some extent.
Yeah, spending time at the crease, getting accustomed to the wicket, the pace.
We also saw the likes of Boyce and Edwards earlier on for the Leeward Islands. Very aggressive partnership. But it's the end of the 5th over. Guyana chasing 107 for victory. They are going along just around 4 runs per over. They're 20 for 1 here at the Annesway Sporting Complex.
Right, 51 came from the bat of Boyce. Edwards got 31. And Munasar got 4 for 15 for Guyana to pick up the bowlers in the first half of this T20 tournament game against Guyana and the Leeward Islands, the second round. And as we've gone through 5 overs thus far, Stacey comes to join us here in the commentators' booth. She has seen so many things today. Welcome back, Stacey, as Joseph continues.
Yeah, and seeing a lot more here. Hello to everyone, all the viewers tuning in. Cracking contest on our hands so far. But both teams, interestingly, have made some, don't want to say drastic changes, that's a strong word, but certainly notable changes to their plans from the first game. With ball in hand, you usually see Jazara Claxton and Shanisha Hector open up. Tonight, Kiana Joseph opened the bowling. And Jazara Claxton, from my recollection, even last year, did not ever bowl from that end. This is the first time we're seeing her operate from the administrative center end. And speaking more of those notable changes from that first encounter, Guyana opened with Mandy Mangru. She scored 16 of 26. They opted for a change in Shanita Grimond to open the batting tonight. Not able to get it away, another delivery. Shabika Gajnabi came in at 3. She scored 38 from 37. The only batter to score at a run rate, a strike rate over 100. Everyone else was 60s or below. She has been dropped down the order to 4. So definitely some notable changes. It's a case now of which one of the change in plans will be more high yielding. Left to be seen. We'll see it pretty soon at the end of this match.
Well, Joseph is doing exceptionally well here. She's in her 3rd over. 3 runs and she has picked up a wicket. So some excellent bowling here for Joseph. Good returns. And there's now a loud appeal. Not out, says the umpire. Thought that she had that one, Joseph, to bring tally to 2. But not out, says the umpire. And that's the end of over number 6. It's 21 for 1.
looks a bit excited. She is an animated character, brings a lot of joy and always smiling, big smile on her face when she's playing cricket. She'll go up in appeal for anything. But really good spell so far. Good choice, good change from Leeward Islands. In the last game, Guyana bowled 3 over 17 runs and picked up a wicket. She's in much earlier tonight. 3 overs so far, 1 wicket and just 3 runs.
Yes, excellent return, Joseph. So we see another change in bowling for Leewards.
Yeah,
Claxton has been replaced.
I suspect after that over from Claxton where she bowled a number of no balls, Campbell was able to hit her for a boundary. She'll perhaps come from the end that she's accustomed to operate at. Roselle Leeward with ball in hand.
And immediately punches that through covers, picks up a single. That's Campbell. Brings Graham on into strike. The Leeward taking up the attack. So the 2 lively fast bowlers have disappeared quickly. You haven't seen that from Guyana at all. The spinners dominated during the day and also in the night. Leeward Islands seems to have noticed that as well and has turned to the same thing. Spinners.
Take that one down the ground. A good left hand on it there by Roselle Leeward. So body on the line stuff by Leeward Islands. Something we saw in that first encounter again versus Jamaica.
It's good to see the ladies train themselves left and right. Really committing themselves to this sort of feeling. Tells you of the mindset.
Yeah, she's bowling to her field. Some applause going around by the fielders around. Bit of width offered, but well set field for this type of bowling. And again, she'll pick out that fielder sweep in on the cover boundary.
So Leeward doing the job here. Keeping things tight, staying away from the boundary deliveries. Guyana, 24 for 1. That's in a bad position. So things looking pretty good here. Even Stevens. Oh, that one hit in the inner portion of the bat and runs down to a fine leg for 4. The oohs and the ahs came out there.
There was a ooh from me as well because I thought that went straight through the stump. Not a good angle there for the replay. I really thought it was so close to the stump. Perhaps the keeper as well thought, hey, she's gone. Was in no position to take it, but score moves on to 28 for 1 after 7.
Yeah,
so yeah, it was.
Yeah, they were so excited, like, ooh, what's going on? How did that miss? As you said, as you rightly said, Clarkson comes back here from the Beckway end.
I guess because Guyana opened the bowling, they had to introduce a bowler to replace Shanisha Hector. And Claxton has a good showing in these tournaments. She did bowl. She was the most expensive bowler for Leeward Islands, but she did pick up 2 wickets in that first encounter versus Jamaica. So the best choice was to go to her. But perhaps the wrong end, given how that over went. 2 no balls in it, 8 runs coming from it. Her preferred end now. So Claxton starts wide again though. Hector just offering up some words of advice to the youngster. Still not try and keep it wicket to wicket. Better line delivery, especially fact that is a deep third and someone sweeping on the boundary. Cover. Yeah, I'm liking this on Shanisha Hector. She's in the air of her fast bowler, encouraging her.
Clarkston, aggressive run up, hits the deck pretty hard, runs away from us. Shot and pull to square. Oh, is it gone to the fence? Yes, it does. Misfield. Short delivery. Clarkston doesn't like that, but it goes into the fence for 4. Bad delivery, bad piece of fielding as well.
Yeah, should have been stopped comfortably. She made good ground, got there. Then it just hit the right side of her leg and just trickled away to the fence. So Claxton, we can recognize that she hasn't quite found her rhythm as yet, but she needs support in the field. That should have been 1, it turned into 4.
She runs away again. Ooh, better delivery, better line and length, causing the player to play there. Need to bowl more deliveries like that for her team at this time. Needs to be tight. Just under the midland leg stump, going down for the leg, says the umpire.
As I mentioned, hasn't quite found her rhythm as yet, but she's the type of player that makes things happen for you, whether it's in the field with bat or ball in hand. So you know it's never too far away with Jazara Claxton.
Again, just throwing down leg. Making it easier for the Guyanese. She have not really found the line and length in this game. Hold pretty decently in the first game, but is struggling in this game here for her team when they need her most here. She needs to get things tight and pull things back here for Leeward. 35 for 1 Guyana. Freeman on 15, Campbell on 4. This one is hammered down the wicket, down the ground, into the fence for 4. Claxton going the distance here.
Yeah, over pitching on that occasion. And Grimman, she loves to drive the ball. Siding to go aerially and successfully as well. Keeping her shape on that shot. Really good execution there from Shanita Grimman.
Yeah, too far up, too much width outside the off stump to Grimman. Grimman really letting loose on that one, pouncing on it. And it went into the fence, flying for 4. Claxton again. Again, that is short. Hammered 2 backward points. She got a hand to it. Oh, that would have been another 4, really. What an excellent piece of fielding by that fielder at backward point. And actually, it is Campbell Edwards who did that feeling. I think she saved herself 2 runs.
Certainly did. That was hit with ferocious power off the bat of Shanita Grimman. Good left hand there by skipper Amanda Edwards. But the partnership has quietly crept up to 31 from 27 balls with minimum effort. 41 for 1 now after 8 overs.
Yeah, I think it's through the efforts of the bowlers who have really bowled a few loose delivery. Most of that being Claxton. Not getting things right. She has 2 for 21 from her spell so far. Over from the top end and the over from the other end. has really caused some expense here to the Leewards as Maynard continues. Another good shot to backward point. They're going to challenge 2. Yes, they are. Good running here. Excellent running here by these 2.
Yeah, it's an area of strength for Shemaine Campbell. Square of the wicket, particularly playing that cut shot. They will do well just to keep it a bit tighter to Campbell, Leeward. That too is also an area of strength for her. Uses her feet well to the spinners. When you see her using her feet well, I mean she's in good flow. Good signs here for Guyana.
So Leeward, middle of her second over. Who's a dot delivery. Guyana needs another 63 from 11.2 overs. Still 9 wickets in the hood. Current run rate is 5.18. Required run rate is 5.48. Outside the off stump. Sweeper comes into play again. Another run to the tally.
Talked about which change of tactic will be more fruitful. So far, it's paying off for Guyana. Grimmond elevated to open the batting. Scored 6 of 9 down the yard in that first game. She's now 22 of 36. Yes, strike rate can be a bit more healthy, but she's in there and keeping the run rate below 6 with her skipper.
Again, just drifting on the leg stump. Turns sweetly for 1. They're challenging for 2nd. They have gone and clear. And picks up a 2nd run. So some excellent running between these 2. Just turning it nicely to fine leg and running hard and picking up 2 easy runs. 48 for 1. Another dot delivery being bowled. A Leeward. See, that comes with her 2nd over to let you know. Campbell. She's not out on 9. Grimmond is not out on 22. And the only wicket to go was Rosalina Grimmond. She got out for 9. Guyana in reply to Leeward's 106 out. 48 for 1.
The new bowler is Davronique Maynard, and it was the introduction of Davronique Maynard in that first contest versus Jamaica that really brought them back into the contest. There was a partnership that was taking the game away from them. Shadeen Nation and Taylor looked comfortable in the middle, and then she got that big breakthrough of Taylor, and there was no turning back after that for Leeward Islands.
Yeah, that big wicket of Taylor turned things there for Jamaica versus Leewards, and from there on in they took control. And as he's entered that one and swatted down to mid-on for a single. Different situations and circumstances here tonight. 49 for 1. Still looking for a couple of wickets here. Maynard. Oh, that one is nicely punched through covers.
Too much room, Dad.
So Guyana bringing up their 50. And this the 10th over. 50 for 1. Pretty solid start. This is another extra delivery being bowled here by Maynard.
Yeah, it's been a good recovery by these 2 batters, especially after losing that wicket of Liliana Grimmond.
She's just bowling that length just outside the off. Not a lot of pace, not a lot of spin, but she's trying to get across it. Better if she comes down the wicket, really. That horizontal bat, not the best choice. Could easily play on to the stumps. She leaves that one alone. Love to see the players hitting the ball with the full face of the bat. There's acres of space, mid-off, mid-on. Now she tries to sweep there. The finger goes up. Speaking about the horizontal shot, she went for it just on the brink of 10 overs. She's out to LBW, 2 Maynard. Griman goes for 23.
Yeah, it seems as if when you want a partnership broken, call on Davronique Maynard. She will deliver for you. Just spoke about what she did in that game versus Jamaica. And here she is again, breaking another partnership. 41 of 39 deliveries. Partnership that's threatening to take the game away. Fuller delivery. Skipper Campbell is not too pleased by that dismissal because she did have a word with Grimmond about the cross-batted shot. And umpire Afron Byam thought it did enough. And she has been adjudged LBW. She's gone 51 for 2. And the breakthrough queen, I think that will be her name from now on. Davronique Maynard strikes again.
Well, she has broken through the defense of German. She's gone for 23. And as we stand here, there were water break. They are taking a break as well on the field. And they will get some refreshment as we get some refreshments here. And we'll be back here to bring you continued coverage in this game between Leeward Islands and Guyana at Arnesville in the Women's T20.
Shanita Grimmond, who opened the batting, been dismissed, and Shabika Gajnabi, who had a good first game, scoring 38 of 37 at number 3. She's now at number 4 tonight. It has a job to do with our skipper, 2 of the most experienced batters there in the middle. But Davronique Maynard, the woman with the golden arm for Leeward Islands, just one more delivery to complete the 10th. Looking for a quick single and gets off the mark right away. So 4 runs coming from that over, but importantly, that wicket of Shanita Grimmond, as I am joined by Osnet Cato. How are you enjoying proceedings so far, Osnet?
Good competitive cricket by these two teams. We mentioned that despite the total looking rather subpar, given what we've seen so far in the tournament, it's always going to be a challenge for the Guyana chasing down this total. Leeward Islands are a well-drilled team, saw a couple of blemishes in the field, but by extension they have really come out with a purpose, with a plan, And so far, they've been able to limit the Guyanese to some extent. 5.2 runs, not bad going in terms of a scoring rate, given the fact that the required run rate just around 5.5. But we have seen so far in the tournament how quickly that required run rate can go up, especially with the spinners in operation.
Yeah, Campbell is a good player of spin. I think she would prefer the spinners on in operation. Started well in this game. Only managed to score 4 of 9 deliveries in that first game versus Leeward Islands. Amanda Edwards, skipper, has the ball in hand now. It's one a bit short, working it to the onside. It's a good so far from Gajnabi. 2 balls, 2 runs. It's important now. We've seen a number of teams lose from a position of strength in this tournament, where the run rate required has been below 6 for a long period of time, and then the number of dot balls. It's one swatted into the onside. Good hand again there by Boyles.
It's a type of commitment I think the Leeward Islands would be happy to see. Mentioned a couple of blemishes in the field so far, but on that occasion, diving away to her right there was Boyles and limiting the batters to only a single. This partnership, I think, Stacey, is going to be crucial. 2 players with West Indies experience, just around 5.5 required per over. I'm sure they'll know what is expected of them at this time.
Indeed, and Leeward Islands will be thinking to themselves, a wicket or 2 here, particularly these 2, and we will be in the driver's seat. Guyana, on the other hand, will be saying, Gajnabi, Campbell, take it deep. And she's bowled. Oh my, they're turning the screws here, Leeward Islands. Gajnabi has been bowled, and skipper Amanda Edwards is on the cards with a W.
I think it's a brilliant piece of bowling. Didn't start the over too well, Edwards, but on this occasion, a bit of flight and a bit of tone as well. Gajnabi looking to play that one a bit too square on the onside, missing it completely, and a very good breakthrough here for the Leeward Islands as Guyana. Bit of a stutter at this time, 54 for 3.
Yeah, skipper Amanda Edwards getting some turn on that occasion. Usually not a big turn of the ball, but we've seen on the surface, the slower you bowl, the more purchase you seem to get. And she is a smart and intelligent cricketer, Amanda Edwards. You saw the way she batted, the way she played the situation. And here she is recognizing that the slower you bowl, the better it is for you, and extracting enough purchase, just enough to turn back into Gajnabi, looking to work it with the spin to the onside. So job done for Amanda Edwards. She'll be hoping she can get another, but Mandy Mangru, who opened the batting in that first game, scored 16 of 26. Now has to look to stay there with her skipper, also a player with West Indies experience. Yeah, successful over coming to an end for the skipper Amanda Edwards. Guyana women 54 for 3.
Yes, a very good over there from Edwards. Spoke about the fact that she seemed to have a very good cricketing brain. Saw her with the bat in hand a couple of games now. We also saw her captaincy as well. So pull off a brilliant stop all year on in the piece. So a very good all-round cricketer. And the Leeward Islands, I'm sure, would be quite pleased to have her leading them in this tournament. Guyana 54 for 3. It's losing wickets at some crucial stages so far, the Guyanese. I'm sure they'll be looking for, once again, a partnership between these 2.
There's been a string of dots. in the last
Line it up, line it up.
2 overs. Start with a dot delivery as well. And it's something that we were talking about. I didn't get to finish my point. Number of teams are in a position of strength to go on to win the game with bat in hand. Somehow manages to accumulate a number of dot deliveries along the way, harbor pressure on themselves, and then a big shot comes like this. And a wicket falls just like that. And then the good start that you have, you suddenly thrown it away. So now the skipper has to go. 54 for 4 now, Guyana. They are in a bit of trouble here now, I'll say, Osnet.
You called it, Stacey, in terms of the mode of operation so far in this tournament by teams with the bat. But I must say it's a good piece of bowling as well. A bit slower, a bit of drift away from the right-hander. You mentioned that Campbell is a very good player of the spin, likes to use her feet, but on that occasion, because of that bit of drift, it didn't allow her the opportunity to get enough control of that shot. In the end, just slicing it, but it took a very good catch again from skipper Edwards, running away to her left, and she looked quite comfortable and in the end, effecting that catch. So a good period of play here for the Leeward Islanders as they continue to make inroads into the batting lineup of the Guyanese team.
Ashmini Munisa, the new batter, had a handy knock yesterday, scored 17 of 20 balls. Something like that is needed. But what you need now is for these two players to look to play the situation. The run rate required has now shot up to over 6 runs per over. It started far below that. Well, not far away, but around 5 runs or so per over. Now they're in a position where it's more than a run a ball. How do these two play it? I haven't seen a lot of teams get out of trouble when they're in this situation. Jamaica and the Windward Islands so far. Some width offered. Too much width. And she gets off the mark in style.
Not the best of deliveries there from Maynard. Just offering a bit of width again outside the off stump. Getting a bit of an outside edge and raced across the turf into the fence for 4. Claxton not getting anywhere close to that one. So a good start there from Munisa, but not the best of deliveries there from Maynard.
Was this that bold? I thought it was bold. It was so close to the stump. I think Maynard ran off in celebration. Wow, that was
very close.
a game of inches. So close to the stump. Things are happening. Things are happening with Maynard on the ball. Got away with that one, certainly. 4 runs from the over, but again, the important thing is they collected that wicket of Shemaine Campbell. 58 for 4 after 12.
Maynard 2 for 8 so far. Perhaps the pick of the bowlers coming in at a crucial stage when that partnership was developing between the skipper Campbell and Grimmon. Managed to break that partnership, and when I say when it's nice, you do it twice. Got the wicket again of Campbell, big wicket at that particular stage. So some key breakthroughs for Maynard as Guyana continue to struggle here in this encounter, chasing 107 for victory. They are 58 for 4. Requiring a further 49 runs from 48 deliveries, so that required run rate just creeping above 6 for the first time.
Yeah, skipper Amanda Edwards looking to go big to the onside. Opens her account with a single Mandy Mangru. And just looking at some of the games, you can almost telegraph when a dismissal is going to occur. And we've seen it time and time again. The dot balls builds pressure.
It's something we spoke about in the last round. Maybe teams getting used to conditions here at the Annesville playing field. But
Yeah, ill-directed, wide signal. It just holds up enough for Kimberly Anthony to get to it. But a bit of ill discipline creeping in now by the Leeward Islands.
Well, they need to be better than that. Can't afford to give gift runs to the opposition, having taken those wickets and gotten themselves back into the game. They want to drive home the advantage, but it's been such a tournament, a seesaw tournament really. At times teams don't seem to take advantage of their dominant position.
Smart bowling there from Amanda Edwards. Saw her coming, threw it out wider and almost caught her out of her crease. It was quick enough to get back though, Ashmini Munisa. Oh, in fact, Renise Boyce, had she taken off the bills, it would have been the end of Munisa. Interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Just missed the stumps there, boys. Munisa there was struggling to get back into her crease. Thankfully for her, all's well that ends well.
Nicely played. It's getting in line and walking it to the onside. Acres of space behind there. Boyles does well to run around and keep it to 2.
They need to do this for the next 3 overs or so. 3 to 4 overs, these two. Both of these players quite quick between the wickets as well. So they will need to put pressure on the opposition. Swat the ball into the gaps and see how best they can get a partnership going. But swinging across the line, quite risky on that occasion, Munisa. But thankfully for her and the guy on the team, umpire says not out.
Yeah, going down leg. 64 for 4 after 13 overs.
Very
Game,
good.
games, game very much still in the balance here. These two, they do have experience. Ashmini Munisa has shown that he has the capabilities to hang around and hit some boundaries as well. And Mandy Mangru, her role now, both of these batters, should just look to keep walking it around, keep picking off the singles. But when you face a number of dot deliveries back to back, it's going to build pressure. So that's what they need to eliminate from here on out as much as possible.
Agreed. I think the key, as you mentioned, is to limit the number of dot deliveries that they face, because it's at stage of the innings where dot deliveries tend to shift the required run rate upwards quite quickly.
Some innovation there from Mandy Mangru.
It's a shot that we've seen a couple of players tried in the tournament, not with any great deal of success, that reverse sweep. And on that occasion, just getting a single.
Good dive there from Kiana Joseph. Getting her entire body behind that one, ensuring that it stays down, because that was going to challenge the boundary.
Yeah, good bit of feeling there from Joseph. Diving away to her right. And in the end, saved her team some runs. Type of feeling effort that the captain will be proud of.
Yeah, nice again from Ashmini Munisa. And such an intelligent cricketer, showing that now with the bat. Guyana will be hoping that this can continue. Just walking it into the vacant areas, picking up the singles, picking up the twos.
Well, if they're harboring thoughts of actually getting close to or even overhauling his total. They need more of that. Working the ball into gaps. Both of these players we mentioned run very well between the wickets. Quite diminutive. So we expect them to be able to just get the ball into the gaps as much as possible. Just as I said that, we are seeing a big shot across the line. So a bit of calmness is needed here from these two. Maynard continue to do what she has done well so far in this spell and by extension in the tournament so far.
Some turn saving Munisa there in the end. It's turning enough to take it past the leg stump. Another shout, but similarly lined. Heading down the leg side again. It's not a bad over there from Maynard.
Another good over from her. 3 overs completed so far. It's gone for 11, so quite miserly. Maynard. The spinners again coming to the forefront, limiting the scoring opportunities, creating that sort of squeeze, causing the batters to do weird things. In Guyana, that required run rate again climbing 6.67. These two, I'm sure, will be quite mindful of that. But I just think that they need to just operate at a runner ball from now on will win the game. It's still important to get those singles. I'm sure boundary opportunities will come along somewhere along the line.
Ingenuity again from Mandy Mangru. Will get close to the boundary, but Boyles is quick. She cuts it off. Bit of assistance from the outfield as well, just slowing up at the last moment.
Not a lot of pace on those deliveries from Edwards. What we've seen from both of these spinners, they've been just holding the ball back, bowling at a slower pace. They've realized that they're able to extract a bit of tone whenever they've bowled slower. Slight change in the field. Anthony now at a short fine leg position.
She goes big, but there's a fielder there, and oh my, she's overrun it. It goes through her hands. Should have been comfortably taken. Instead, it's another chance that goes down tonight.
I've seen this as an action replay of what we saw in the earlier game, Trinidad. A couple of those catches going down where the fielder just misjudging the trajectory of that delivery. In the end, got nowhere close to it, burst through her hands. So a critical moment there in terms of the contest. Mando again going for that big shot. Ill-advised at this stage. I think this is more what they need. A direct hit on that occasion would have been interested, but thankfully for Guyana, they're able to cross successfully. Score moves up to 74 for 4.
Looking to advance down the track there, Ashmini Munisa. Still some risk being taken by these two batters. Not necessary at this point in time. The run rate is still in check. I think Mandy Mangru was very lucky in the previous 2 balls or so ago not to have been back into the hut. They've been walking the ball around quite nicely. More of that is required for a longer period of time. Giving herself room, trying to get that one through the covers. 7 runs coming from that over, much needed from Guyana's perspective. And Guyana, they're 74 for 4. Interestingly, 17 extras. It's really assisted them tonight.
At this stage, the Leeward Island team, they were 83 for 3. So, bit behind in terms of runs. Lost an extra wicket as well. But as we mentioned, these 2 players, they will need to walk the ball into the gaps for the next 2 or 3 overs or so. Those players who consider themselves finishers always say that you have more time than you think. And I just think that these two Guyanese don't need to panic at this time. Still 5 overs remaining, 33 from 30 deliveries. Certainly gettable. But as we've seen throughout the tournament, a lot of teams have panicked at this particular stage, have messed things up, have tried to go too hard, too early. It's interesting to see how this one plan out. And joining me to explain it to you is Kenroy Martin again, the big hitting left-hander from St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Easy peasy, easy peasy. I think it's a very well poised game here between these two teams, and as you said, the one who holds its nerves and play the game in accordance will come out victors. The Leeward Islands have played a pretty good game in their first game, keeping things really tight, and all Guyana needs to do is continue to play what they are playing. As an appeal goes up there for leg before, not how says the umpire. Leg by. Just take the singles and then look at the bad balls and try and dispatch them. That's all they have to do.
I'm just sensing a bit of nerves by the Guyanese, a little bit of aggression, which I think is not really needed at this time. Spoke about the mode of operation in terms of overall in its total. I think where the game is going to be lost or won is when the seamers are reintroduced into the attack. The likes of Hector and Claxton. Spinners here done a very good job for the Leeward Island team. Guyana as well has 1 over remaining. So spin for now doing the job for Leeward Islands, but those seamers are going to be crucial as well in that back end of the innings.
Well, in my opinion, we shouldn't see Claxton coming back. Period. At this stage, she had two awful overs, but I can see the likes of her compatriot coming back as she's reverse sweep again, going down to the boundary, another single.
They're taking quite a few risks here, these two. Mangro again opting for that reverse sweep. Mention also that it's not a shot we've seen done successfully throughout the tournament. Once again, not getting the sort of contact that she was looking for. Single though.
It's
77 for 4, and a dot delivery to end what has been quite a brilliant spell from Maynard, coming in at such a crucial stage and getting some crucial wickets here for her captain, certainly deserving of whatever applause.
Well, my co-commentator said to call her the breaking partnership queen. The queen of breaking partnerships, and she surely did that, and she bowled an excellent spell, 4 for 13, and she picked up 2 wickets in her spell. Well, good job.
It's always crucial, those wickets in the middle overs, always derail the opposition. Spoke about the fact that a lot of teams in this tournament so far has been in commanding positions, but haven't really taken it deep enough to overall whatever total they've been chasing, and we're seeing another situation developing here, but I'm sure Guyana will want to change that course. It's going to be difficult given the fact that we're now seeing the reintroduction of Hector, who bowled a quite hostile spell earlier on. Not sure she'll get the same purchase with this ball being 16 overs old, but I'm sure the captain Edwards will be looking for a big spell again from her big seamer.
Yeah, she needs to come good.
Good
Oh,
start.
trouble. Oh, she misses. And then she missing. They pick up an extra run. What a wicket that would have been.
Another opportunity again going a begging for the Leeward Island team. Saw a catch being spilled a couple of overs ago. Once again, Joseph on that occasion not hitting the stumps directly, affording the opportunity for an extra run as well. The backing up there not the best. So not the best of cricket from the Leeward Islands.
Hector, this one is hit to backward point. Will they get to the fence? No, it doesn't. Good running, good feeling there. Oh, that should have been 2. That should have been 2 in my opinion. She had a lot of distance to cover. But a good throw into the keeper, and they decide not to take it. I think the non-striker is struggling somewhat. I'm not too sure what is happening there. She's down. So who knows what is happening there. But in my opinion, that should have been 2.
Well, in the end, hindsight is a hell of a thing, Ken Roy. I think it was a very good throw.
Yeah, it was. Powerful throw as well from a powerful lady.
Would have been touch and go.
Another single, which is very important to get. Keep the scoreboard ticking. 26 runs needed from another 21 deliveries. You need to get those singles, take the bad ball when it comes, put it in the fence, push for 2, hard 2. There's wickets intact, 81 for 4, Guyana. Just smart cricket would get you over the line. This one I'm talking, a full delivery. It's hit over mid-wicket. It's gone for 1, they're back for 2. Trouble here, this indecision from both players again. And I think that should be called a no ball. It wasn't. So 2 more runs to Guyana. I think that was a little bit high in my opinion from a fast bowler. But the umpires are in the best position to make those decisions. So they're in charge. So good going here by Guyana.
Clumsy cricket again there from the Leeward Islands. Affording the opportunity for a second.
Yeah, good pace. It actually got through the wicket keeper before the batter played her shot, to be honest. Late on that one.
It's an interesting lens
Mango
there from Hector. Given the fact that she has the mid-off in the circle, the mid-on in the circle. So I'm thinking her length will be back of a length into the wicket.
Yep.
A couple of occasions now we have seen her strive for that full-length delivery.
Oh, that one is hitting the inner portion of the bat, coming down to fine leg. And if she's bowling that sort of length, she runs the risk of being hit over her head. But the over comes to an end. Partnership of 30 from 33. So they are scoring well. Contribution of 9, of 17 and 15 really. Hector 3 for 14. Mangu 17 from 16 and Monasa 9 from 18. 51 to Boyce, 31 to Edwards, 4 to Hector, 4 for 15, 3 for 11 and 1 for 20. And in the second half, 2 for 13 for Maynard. Joseph of 1 for 3 and Edwards of 1 for 15. So, bowlers dominating proceedings so far. Goes back to the ever consistent Joseph, who bowled really well up front. She has 3 for 3. This would be a very, very interesting over here in the context of this game. First delivery push for a single. Oh, bad cricket there. Bad cricket there on behalf of the wicketkeeper. No commitment. She went for it for one with one hand and it spilled and they picked up an extra run.
Yeah, a bit of sloppy cricket creeping into the Leeward Islands play in the last 2 overs or so. Seen quite a few misfields, overthrows and these things. And Guyana, to their credit, they've been able to take advantage of those situations. And Kiana Joseph into a final over. It's a key over here. How much can they get from this over? Seen so far that she's been quite prepared to give the ball generous flight. Got a bit of assistance as well by way of some turn away from the right-handers. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play her. Bigger side of the ground with the wind as well. Good shot through the offside. That's a good option. Going with the turn or anticipated turn. Also with the wind. Both of these players quite diminutive. I'm not sure if they have the power to clear that side of the ground. To your right on the screen.
And I really like the field set here for Leewards. Oh, she's out stump. She tried to get to that one. It's a flat and faster delivery. And she have struck Joseph. She bowled well for this game. She deserved a wicket, honestly. And she got it at a crucial time.
Well, she haven't scored any runs at all in the tournament. 2 ducks to start the tournament. But what we have seen so far from her with the ball is consistency. And tonight she's been quite brilliant. Once again, defeating the batter there in terms of the flight, using her feet, but got nowhere close to it there. Munisa and Boyce making up for that error earlier on, effecting quite a simple stumping. And another wicket goes for Guyana. Leeward Islands back into this contest.
Yeah, exactly what they needed at this time. A brilliant partnership between these two, broken by Joseph here. She has 1 for 6 as you see the wicket keeper. Good work from the wicket keeper as well. 2 for 6 that is. And that brings a new batter into the crease. And who would that be?
So Williams. Loreen Williams.
So Williams.
Latoya actually. Latoya Williams.
Yes, Latoya Williams. She'll be taking strike. Mangu is still there. He's on 20 from 18. Good contribution thus far. But Joseph has done the work for the Leeward. She continues. She goes over the wicket this time. This one is pulled to square leg. Oh, bad feeling again by the Leeward Island team. At the end of the game, they would look at these little errors and wonder if it would cost them. If it do cost them, they would say that these are the little things that cost them.
Maybe a little bit of panic setting in. A bit too anxious to gather those deliveries, but as you mentioned, quite elementary in terms of some of these misfields.
Yeah.
It's a good surface here at the Annisville Sporting Complex, relayed a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
But
I'm really impressed with the field setting here for the captain. Even the bowler, the options to bowl on the off stump or that delivery on the stumps. Really, the deep mid wicket, the long on. Now she has placed a sweeper. There's a third man. Really good field setting here. I'm impressed with that. And still cutting the singles inside.
Well, given the fact that she has bowled so well, I think she can basically dictate to the captain what field she wants at this time. And such has been her consistency and her penetration so far in this spell.
This time it's through the hands. That short extra cover. She got some hands to it. Didn't get it completely. And it's burst through the hands of Claxton, that is. And it's gone for 2 more runs. It was hitting some power as well.
Yeah, just not tall enough on that occasion. Weeks. Jumping. A flighted delivery. And another life again for Mangu. Living a charm life. Should be hoping she can take it home for the Guyanese.
She just tickles that one to the fine leg here. Picks up another single. So Joseph bringing up a spell to an end. 4 overs, 10 runs, 2 wickets. Well done to her. Excellent returns. 2.50 econ. 2 wickets in the bag. It's all left now to Mangu and Williams for Guyana. They need 16 from 12 deliveries here. And big bowler Hector has the ball in her hands. 12 deliveries, 16 runs.
So the spinners have contributed so much to this encounter. The likes of Joseph, Leeward, Maynard, Captain Edwards. They've been able to bowl consistently. They've not given a lot away. And most importantly for the Leeward Island team, they've been able to get wickets at crucial stages.
Here's Hector, penultimate over, final over. That is backward point. Not for a single. Look for trouble here. This looks like trouble. Oh, she misses it. She tried to get back to the stumps. And another run.
Another
hit straight to her backward point. She misfields. Looking for that. Throw to the stump. She didn't get back when she was supposed to. And another run being given away.
That's only another run that another opportunity to get rid of Mangu. There was nowhere in the frame. Better throw there from Claxton to a bowler. And I think she would have been back in the pavilion.
Yeah, Claxton not having the best night at all on the field. Hector continues. This one is pitched up. Pull to mid-wicket. Oh, there should be trouble. Oh, she drops it. It was thrown straight into the hands of Hector. Hector didn't collect. And another run squeezed there by Guyana.
I think it was a better throw this time around. It was just a bit too casual there from Hector. It was a good throw, floated back into her. All she had to do was just collect and dislodge the bails, and in the end, another chance again, go begging for the Leeward Islands team. How many opportunities do they need to take?
Well, fortune favor the brave. It's Williams on strike. Hector again. Short, and she's pulling. Will it go straight into the hands? It does. She's not dropping that. Maynard takes the catch. 93 for 5. And she goes back to the pavilion here after doing a reasonably good job at 24 from 21 deliveries. But she should have been staying to the end to get this game over with.
Well, she was given quite a few lives on this occasion. Pulling her length back is Hector, looking for that pull shot, but getting it nowhere close to the middle, and such an aura of confidence exerted there from the captain, Edwards, taking that one quite comfortably in the end. I think it's her second catch of the match, and certainly having a good game with the ball, scored some runs with the bat, and also quite brilliant in the field. Her captaincy has also been exemplary.
It was
up to this point.
It is. And here comes another batter, new fresh batter. And we spoke about it in several games prior, where teams have gotten themselves in very good positions to win games. Balls and runs closely together, and the middle of the batting has collapsed. And we're seeing it here with Guyana again. This time, this one is stroked lovely over covers. She's gone for one. She's calling for two. What she get there is a close tie. She's out. The dreaded finger is up. She's out, run out. An excellent throw from that fielder on the deep cover boundary into the keeper. And the wicket number 6 has gone.
Brilliant piece of fielding there from Rosario. She's been quite electric in the field all night. Made a couple of errors, but on this occasion, getting that one back into her wicketkeeper, Boyce, and she wasn't going to make a mistake this time around. So a good bit of fielding again. Bit of a mixed bag tonight from the Leeward Islands, but when it matters most, on that occasion, they were able to effect that run out.
Keeper in the right position. Bills are gone. No way in the frame, she's gone. So, Guyana really collapsing here in the middle. After being in such a good position, they have really squandered that, and the Leewards have kept everything intact. They have made a few mistakes, yes, but as you said, when it requires them to do what is required of them, they got the job done. So well done to Leeward so far. Still 11 deliveries to go. Guyana is not over. It's not over. It's not out. Guyana still fighting here. Put an excellent throw here. Powered up. And it came in. Keeper came in there. Good position. Collected. She was nowhere in the frame. Pulled the bails off. And she's a goner. 94 for 7. 13 from 8 deliveries. Williams is on strike. Hector is with the ball in her hands. Short. Dot delivery. No, it's not. Oh, she misfields again. Running through on a run-up. Easy single taken there. Well, anything would be good for the Guyanese. They will take any run comes their way now. It's 12 from 7 deliveries. It's not over till the fat lady sings. Auntie Maul is in the park. The normal is in 95 for 7. Hector with a final delivery. 1 for 18. Williams on strike. She's hitting that in the inner portion of the bat and squeeze another single. To some excellent bowling here by Hector to finish her spell. And kudos to her. She finishes with 4 overs, 1 for 19 without a maiden over being bowled.
Brilliant again from Hector. Shawnisha Hector. We mentioned her all-round abilities that came to the forefront tonight. I thought that she led from the front, that forced over really set the tone, Martin, in terms of pace and bounce. And that's what you want coming out to defend in a reasonable total, given what we've seen so far in the tournament. But she still had to set the pace for her captain, and I thought she played it brilliantly. Coming back into a second spell at a difficult point in the game, she was able to execute her lines and lengths, got a wicket as well. So kudos to her and her effort tonight.
Well, the final over would be bowled by the skipper, Edwards. She has bowled 3 overs, 1 for 15. And she would take on the responsibility of bringing the Leeward Islands home. But at the creases, Millington and Williams for Guyana. They have another 6 deliveries to get 11 runs.
You know, you spoke about Claxton, and you're being a bit reluctant to bring her back. I think the captain heard you.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting take to have a spinner ball in the final over of the game. So let's see how it goes.
Well, the spinners have dominated proceedings for the day. So it's not unfortunate. It's just how things have gone so far. The spinners have dominated. So here we are. Skipper Edwards around the wicket. She'll be bowling to Williams. She has 3 from 3. And Millington has 1 from 1. Here we go. Final over. Edwards around the wicket. This one is hiked through mid-wicket. She's calling for 1. Would she come for a second? She's challenging. Oh, she stands in the middle of the wicket, uncertain whether she wants to get back to her crease. And she's gone, run out. Excellent feeling by that fielder on the mid-wicket boundary. Claxton. She finally did something right tonight. And she got it into the wicket-keeper. She's gone, run out, 96 for 8.
Well, I tell you what, it's good captaincy as well. I think what she has done all night, she has gotten some of her best fielders or quickest fielders into the outfield. So the likes of Rosario, Boyles, and now we've seen Claxton patrolling that boundary line. I think that is important. On that occasion, the batters there chancing really to get a second, and it obviously wasn't going to take place given the fact that she's so quick across the ground. Claxton also has a bullet arm, and in the end, quite simple run out. Wicket-keeper Boyce just doing the honors, and Guyana continue to sink deeper into trouble here this tonight.
Yeah, that same thing keeps happening to all these teams in this tournament, setting themselves up for victory, and all of a sudden the middle of the batting collapses, and we're here now into the final over. 5 deliveries remaining, still 10 runs to get. Really, it's Edward. She's bowling just a loud appeal. The finger goes up. Going across the line. Looking to hit it out of the ground. 1 delivery. 1 ball. Didn't trouble the scorer. And she goes back for a duck.
Well, I mentioned before that there's a certain aura about how Edwards goes about her operation. You can see that she's confident in terms of her abilities in whatever aspect of the game she's partaking in. So her with the bat, quite calm and collected at the crease. You now see her with the ball in a pressure situation, delivering for her team. And like we mentioned again before, she's led the team quite well, and certainly someone that we expect to see a lot more of in the near future.
Yeah, she has done a fantastic job with her team tonight. She really had some good field settings. Even now, there are 5 fielders in the circle, 4 on the boundary line, 4 patrolling the boundaries. Saving the singles. Really lovely field setting by her. She's coming in. It's full toss. Pulled out to square leg. She won't get more than that for that. Another single. So we're down to the final 3 deliveries.
Still possible. 9 from 3 deliveries. If you're a betting man, you'll be betting on the fielding team at this point in time.
I don't work
but
twice.
9 from 3 is not beyond the realms of possibility.
I'm working twice for my money. I'm sorry. Here we go. She's hitting that mid-wicket. She's calling for 1. Don't think they will get any more. We settled for that. 8 from 2. 2 boundaries needed.
Still possible, Kenny, right?
Still possible. Who would do it for them? Edwards in. Oh, a dot delivery.
Such an anticlimax to this encounter. With 8 required from 2 deliveries, a forward defensive.
Well, there's a final wicket. Final wicket. Final delivery. And she's wrapped on the pad. Umpire puts up the finger. She's out. Well, it all happened here at Andersville playing field. Guyana had it all to do. Leewards didn't panic, even with a few mistakes, and they have come home, ramp home, winning this game by just about 7 runs. What an excellent game by them. Well controlled, well timed, well poised. Congratulations to Guyana, to Leeward's women. Hard luck to Guyana, and a well played game by the Leeward Islands team. Excellent.
Well, at the halfway stage, you mentioned at 106. It might not seem as a imposing total, but given what we have seen so far in the tournament, it's definitely a competitive total. And the Leeward Islands, they came out and they were able to exert their influence by way of hostility. We mentioned that spell from Hector earlier on, but the brilliance of Kiana Joseph cannot be understated at this point in time. I thought she bowled brilliantly. Captain led from the front, Ashleen Edward, along with her other spinners. They were able to just create a bit of pressure on the Guyanese, who folded under the pressure. Whilst Campbell and Grimman were there, Shanita Grimman were there, I'm sure they would have been harboring thoughts of getting close to this total. But when the introduction of Davronique Maynard broke that partnership, it really broke the hearts and the soul of the Guyanese batting in the end. But congratulations once again to Leeward Islands. They got 2 up in this competition. Commiserations to Guyana. I'm sure they'll be looking to bounce back as the defending champions.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. 3 games on a trot today. The final game between Guyana and Leeward Islands. Leeward Islands coming through victorious by 7 runs. And really tomorrow will we have, on Thursday, on Saturday, we will have a triple header again. And with that information is my co-commentator. He will tell you exactly what is happening with those games.
Yes, so far we've had quite a competitive, enjoyable tournament by way of watching. We haven't had the best of crowds, but what we have had is a vocal crowd. I'm sure they would have enjoyed proceedings here tonight. But join us again on Saturday for a triple header. Leeward Islands, they will take on Trinidad at 9:30 a.m. Barbados, one of the informed teams in the tournament, will take on the Windward Islands. Windward Islands looking to get their first win in this competition, having fallen short on a couple of occasions now. And at 7 p.m. in the night, it's going to be Jamaica against Guyana, 2 of the stalwarts of regional cricket, no matter what whether it's women or men. So 3 more quite blockbusters in terms of games here in the Cricket West Indies Women's T20 Blaze, held here in the beautiful island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here with us. We want to say good night to you. From the crew here, we will see you back here on Saturday, where, as you said, 3 blockbuster games to come on the weekend. We will see you here to give you more coverage on the West Indies T20 Women's Tournament here held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It was a pleasure being here. We'll see you on Saturday.